Starting anytime.
Here it is,
We are
live.
live. What is up, G fans? GojiFan93 here with.
Hey everybody, Entertainment Talk here. I'm your host Rob, and this is the collab. So maybe we should do like a sound check first, make sure everybody can hear us, see us.
Yeah, sure. So you guys hear us right? Tell us in the comments.
As of you all know already, we have there's always a delay, so we'll wait a few seconds for your replies, and then we'll get started.
I'm actually gonna refresh this page and see if. All right. So yeah, we are live. So that's good on their end, so they can see us. I'm gonna actually check in. 1093. Okay, so the audio is pretty good too. So.
Awesome.
Yes, Godzilla fans, Universe G, we did celebrate Godzilla's birthday properly. Well, I had work, but...
Actually, I saw I did see that video you made. That was pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
And actually, G Universe did a nice video, too. He did a really good one. It's on his channel, and it's also on his website. He has a nice website over there, too. There we go. All right, can see, and I'm still a little delayed. I think I'm even behind you a little bit, Goji, for the chat room. So
did you see the question from Godzilla Fan Universe?
Did you all celebrate Godzilla's birthday properly? Yeah, I saw that one. So
I see. Yeah. So, well, Taylor, your Gafid comment. What the heck does that mean?
Okay, so we got a confirmation of audio, so that's good. All right, so first thing I got to ask you, how do you feel about Sunday, November 3rd, not getting a trailer?
All right. Well, I actually talked about this in my Save the Earth, my latest episode of my Save the Earth Let's Play. Pretty much, I'm bummed. I'm really bummed out. I could do another rant video if I wanted to, but frankly, the way I see it is, a lot of people tell me that we weren't promised it, and I can understand that. I know Warner Brothers and Legendary didn't publicly come out, make a statement saying, "Hey, you know, we're gonna do something special, and it's gonna be the trailer." You know, they never really said that. But I do remember that Gareth Edwards, he posted something. I don't know if it was on Facebook or Twitter, saying something about, you know, he put a picture of the 2012 or 2014 teaser trailer and saying tomorrow, and you know, I was thinking, oh, okay, well, that might be, you know, what it was, but it wasn't, and I am pissed. I mean, I honestly, oh yeah, and this there will be some swearing in this live stream, so if you're under the age of whatever, sorry about that. I don't believe in censorship, so you know.
Yeah, and we're not role models, so.
Yeah, we're not role models. No way. No way. But you know, it really irks me the fact that they continue to just be like, you know, oh, we're gonna do something, we're gonna do. No, we're not. We're gonna keep you guys, you know, waiting. And now we got this new date of, you know, oh, it's gonna be on the Hobbit movie. It's gonna be a preview for the Hobbit, and I'm like, you know, that's another month of waiting, you know, and so because of this, I now am just, I'm done. I'm done being excited for a trailer. I'm just going to wait till the movie comes out and be excited for that, or until the movie comes out. And I'm just going to stop stressing about it. I think a lot of you guys, I think we should just stop worrying about it, because frankly, they're not going to listen to us. Like, if I make a rant video, they're not going to listen to me. But the thing that I do think would be a good idea is what... and Rob's your name, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I don't want to mess that up. But
cool.
You know, you with your petition idea, I think that is a brilliant idea, because petitions they get things done. You know, I mean, not most of the time, but they help better than rant videos. I have not seen a single rant video that has actually made a company change their mind on something. But a petition and if we get so many signatures, that might do something. It might make an impact, you know, and it would show how mature we are as fans, instead of marching on Warner Brothers and being like, "Give us our trailer!" Oh, and then start
you're quoting a Jedi Dreamer from Jersey.
Yeah, Jedi Dreamer said that. You know,
it's
it's
so
like,
funny.
Yeah, so you know, it's to me, I'm just kind of done being excited about it because, frankly, these are how these companies do it, and if Godzilla fails at the box office, it's their fault, and it'll still be a good movie to me, but I'm not confident in how well it's going to do in America because it's already
Yeah.
too late. So
Believe me, I hear you. Now, real quick, guys in the chat, we will get to your questions as soon as we can. We kind of want to just have a little bit of dialogue right now. This is the first time that me and him have actually spoke
yeah,
face to face. So I kind of want to get his thought process and some of the things I've discussed in my videos as well as his. Now, I definitely think that Warner Brothers dropped the ball. I think it was a golden opportunity. I did not believe in the November 3rd rumor back in a couple of months back because it just, I just didn't. And then once I started seeing more leaks, the toys, the pre-order for the toys, other stories popping out. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to check out G Universe's website, but there's a very intriguing article about the inspiration for the development of the Mutos in the movie. That I thought was very intriguing. And the thing of it is that, I understand this is America. I understand it's an American movie. I understand Legendary has the rights. However, when you consider the fan base and when you take into account that even though they're in America, they're just as linked to Japan because of G,
yeah,
why not take an opportunity on his birthday to launch a trailer, launch a website? Not only would you have the American fan base lit up, Japan would go nuts because that's almost like a small holiday over there.
it is.
And
It is.
yeah, and it's crazy that you don't take advantage. I mean, to me, it was almost. Yes, I wasn't as upset because I kind of knew we weren't gonna get it, but at the same time, there was a part of me that was like, man, imagine if they did this. We could have had like almost a global celebration at the same time.
Yeah.
You would have been celebrating his birthday, celebrating a trailer, celebrating a website that would have had information, maybe some screenshots, nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
and forget it. We would have been rolling with this for months leading up to the movie.
Oh yeah.
So it's unfortunate. It was unfortunate, but nonetheless, it's it's one of those things that they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. So
Completely.
so now you've gotten to see both trailers, right?
Yes, I actually have the first leaked trailer on my computer, but the second one that was taken on a phone, I didn't really like that, actually. Surprisingly, I didn't like that trailer. One, because it was on the crappy phone quality, and it looked unfinished. It had, like, writing all over it. And, I mean, it was cool how they showed some of the human actors, and there was, like, the airport part where like the big explosion happened outside of the window. I mean, that was cool, but compared to the first leak trailer we got, I mean, that was phenomenal. I mean, and like that got me so excited, but this second one, I mean, it just didn't do it for me, and I really hope maybe that's part of the trailer that they'll eventually reveal to us. But personally, I didn't like them, but I did see both of them.
Yeah, I am. It's funny. When I saw that second one, I did like the action. What you could see, I did like. But what bothered me was like, if this is the trailer they're gonna release, they're still working on it. Wouldn't it suck if the first trailer are all scenes with humans and you don't see even Godzilla's foot or a Mutos? That would imagine this scenario. Everybody in the chat, wouldn't this piss us off?
Oh.
You get a trailer, right? Let's say the trailer drops in The Hobbit. You get the Hobbit trailer, and you see Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Juliette Binoche, Bryan Cranston, Akira Takarada. You see Ken Watanabe, but you don't see Godzilla or Mutos. That would kind of be like a slap in the face.
Oh, that'd be the biggest slap in the face. I mean, that would be just like, oh, what, you guys wanted to see Godzilla? Pfft, why?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the movie's called Godzilla? Oh, no, it's...
You wanted to see Godzilla? No, deal with it.
Yeah, no,
Seriously, so yeah. That's my biggest fear now is that we do get a trailer and we still don't see anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to. I mean, the thing that confuses me too is like the way I think they're thinking about it is like, well, they want so much from us, but we don't want to release a lot of info. No, we're not asking for the story synopsis. We're not asking for the climax. We're not asking for what's going to be in the film. We just want to get something. And the leak trailer that we got, that is all we needed. It was just a simple little teaser of showing Godzilla. I mean, that whole part there, like what they showed, that might not even be in the film, and I'd be perfectly all right with that. I like trailers that maybe have these cut parts that show you things. It's like a demo. It's like, this is what it's gonna be. Here's the tone. Here's the theme, and then the whole movie comes out, and it's something totally. It has the same like tone, but it's not. You won't be able to say, "Oh, I saw that in the trailer." Like, that's what I would think, and it seems like they're just saying, oh, well, we just don't want to reveal that much. You're not gonna reveal that much. Just give us a picture, something. You know, that's not a rumor, by the way.
It's kind of like just let us have a suck on the teeth, just a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, just a little bit. So all right, so let me ask you this: what now in terms of the film itself? Now, based on what you've seen, what do you feel? What do you feel that? Well, basically, what do you think you're going to see in the movie versus what you want to see?
That's an interesting question, actually. I think well, I'm going to start with what I want to see. I want to see a lot of Godzilla, obviously. But I do want to see good character development. I want to be invested in the characters so that when Godzilla does come ashore, you feel you're afraid for the protagonist and the people that you care about. I want to have this connection with the human characters, and I said this in my last live stream, but a Godzilla film is so much more sweeter when the human cast is actually good. For instance, like with GMK, that cast was magnificent. And every time, like that part where the girl was hanging from the building and Godzilla was fighting Ghidorah in the water, I was like, oh my god, she's gonna like fall. I'm like, oh no! And then the part where they're like on the rocks and Godzilla's about to blast him with the atomic breath, I'm like, whoa! I'm on the edge of my seat. But I don't want that to overshadow Godzilla like it was in Final Wars. To me, I mean, I love Final Wars, but the problem with Final Wars was that Godzilla was definitely a side thing compared to the humans' plot. It should have been the other way around. And so what I think we're going to get in the film, seeing Monsters, which was Gareth Edwards' first film, I'm a little bit scared that Gareth Edwards is going to delve too much into human development and characterization and have Godzilla as that side conflict or something like that. I'm just worried about that because that's just what American cinema is. We do that all the time. We have this overarching like conflict, but we really focus on the human characters because Godzilla is something that we can't really relate to, but the humans we can relate to. So let's make the audience care about that more than what's out there.
Right.
That's just what I'm a little bit worried about. That's what I think we're going to see is more humans, less Godzilla. But what I want to see is more Godzilla, but good character development. So.
Yeah, I think you can definitely do character development without oversaturating it. Yeah. So that's a good point. So I've always said that the things I want to see in the movie, I made like a top 10 things that I don't want to see and I do want to see. I can't even remember half the stuff I said. I probably was half asleep when I did those videos. But
Me too. I'm half asleep when I make my videos too.
Right? Yeah, I always do them at night. So, and the thing of it is that my concern. See, I tried to see Monsters and I fell asleep several times. Mm-hmm. That's not to say it's a bad movie. I think it just kind of pace is a little bit slow for me.
Yeah.
I have very little patience, and
it's a very artsy film.
Yeah. Now, a movie I did recently see that I thought was cool. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but if you haven't seen it, I think you should check it out. Troll Hunters. I thought Troll Hunters was a very, very interesting movie. It's a found footage kind of movie, so it's not for everybody because I know a lot of people don't like that. But I thought it was good, and I liked the pace of the movie. It was a little bit of comedy in it, not what I want in the Godzilla movie. I don't want any comedy.
Oh yeah.
I really want the G movie to borderline rated R. I want it to be so dark and so dangerous because this time I want him to be taken seriously. Yeah. As much as I love the Showa, the 70s movies. They are corny now. I mean, let's be honest. It's not that I don't like them anymore because I'll still watch them for the cheesy goodness that they have. Uh-huh. But the bottom line is that if we're ever going to see this franchise resurface on a more serious scale, then we need a more serious element. Yeah. And that's why the first trailer that leaked, I really liked what I saw because it looks like you're going to have a more serious tone. I mean, I like that one scene where you see the train.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crashing. You see all the dead bodies all over the place.
Yeah.
That right there, that was very encouraging for me. And that's the one thing I think, while you bring up a good point with oversaturating the humans, on the other hand, it looks like he's making it into a movie that you could actually scare some people, like
Yeah.
the younger people, because it's going to be PG-13. They're gonna toe the line,
Yeah.
but there's going to be, I think, some scenes that are going to scare some kids, and
Oh yeah.
I really think that when that movie comes out, the reviewers are going to say, "Be warned, this may scare your children." And a good example is Gravity. I saw Gravity, and one of the things I said in my review was, if you have any kids that go see this movie that have aspirations of being an astronaut, forget it. It's not going to happen. They're going to change their mind as soon as they see the movie. So
I want to be an astronaut. Wait, never mind.
not anymore. I changed my mind. I'll be a firefighter.
The thing about the trailer, like, also, like, I think about Godzilla's roar, which might be his roar or it might be a demo roar. I don't know if it's the official one, but seeing what that roar did, I mean, like, when I saw it, I mean, I literally was just like, whoa, okay, that freaked me out. Like, I wasn't expecting it, and it was literally a pop-up. Like, I literally just went like, whoa, okay, I'm awake now. That was really freaky, and I could just imagine watching the movie at the dark theater with the surround sound IMAX style that you can, and if they actually keep that roar, and when Godzilla does his first roar, when it's like in a dark room and all the humans are like, like, boom, the ground starts to shake, and they're like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, a building explodes, and then Godzilla's right there, and he does that roar. I mean, it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna shit my pants. I mean, I'm literally just like, oh my god, So I do want it to be dark. I want it to, and I know that's like this thing now today with movies is, it's dark.
It's becoming a novelty. Yeah.
But Godzilla needs that. He needs it because he hasn't had a lot of movies with dark. I mean, the Heisei series was getting to there where they wanted it to be dark, but they need it to be more dark. And I think Gareth Edwards understands that, and I'm very excited. I mean, like you said, the train scene with all those dead bodies on the ground. I didn't know when I first saw it. I guess because I was just so like excited seeing something new. But when I rewatched it and I saw all those corpses on the ground, I was like, oh, I know what they're going for now. This is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things I said about his roar when I first saw it, and I know I remember saying this in one of my videos, is that it's the kind of roar that you're gonna hear from miles away. It's so intense and it's so elevated compared to the old one. Like the old one was the kind of roar that excuse me one second, guys. My wife is gonna cut into the scene. She doesn't want to be on camera, so I'm gonna talk while the camera's off. Okay, so the thing of it is that I think okay, she's good. Okay, so unprofessional of me. No, let me stop.
Dude, you're on my channel, man. There's nothing professional about it.
It's all good. It's all good. So the thing for me is when you hear the old roar, it's the kind of roar that within maybe a 10, 12 block radius, you're like, oh yeah, Godzilla's around.
Yeah.
Where the new roar, you're like driving down the highway. The city is off in the distance, and you may not be able to see him because of a couple of buildings.
Yeah.
But god damn it, you hear that motherfucker coming a mile away.
Yeah, you're like, oh god.
No joke, man. That roar was so loud, and I mean, I was like, damn, I think I got to change my pants after that one.
Yeah.
It's like, so. All right, maybe we should take a quick question. I see the chat's blowing up here.
Cool.
Let's see what we got. Now, guys, don't be upset if we miss your question because there's a lot of chatting going on. So I can see like we're like rolling up here, and I'm trying to see if I can catch one. I saw a couple here and there, but let's see. Somebody asked us. I think it was RTW Forever wants to know how tall we think Godzilla is going to be. So I'll let you answer that one first.
Well, I've looked at some of the Google images, and what they say is he's like 110. Oh, actually, Vincent Dillon here said it too. 110, 120, and 150 meters. I think he'll be at least between 120 and 150 meters. I want him to be that scale because it's the biggest Godzilla that they're doing, and I just think it would be awesome to have him 150 meters. So I'm predicting between 120 and 150 meters.
Yeah, that. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, if you look at the poster alone, you can tell how big he is.
Yeah.
The helicopters, and relative to his tail, is ridiculous.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, when you think about the old movies and the fighter jet shoot, heading towards him, and I mean, yeah, he's a lot bigger than them, but not that significant. I
Yeah.
mean, and a fighter jet in terms of width is bigger than a helicopter, but lengthwise they're roughly the same. So when you look at his, like I said, when you look at the picture and you look at the tail, I mean, I think we're gonna get a pretty, and even in the trailer when they're kind of scaling up his
Yeah.
silhouette, and I love that part. You know what I love, and I want to mention this. That part to me gives you an indication of how real the movie's going to be, because that part tells me he like just walked through a building and like it's kind of shedding off his body,
Yeah.
and that was so surreal to me. It was very impactful, and then you get in the roar right after that. So I think that you're definitely going to get a pretty big Godzilla. I mean, we're talking. This guy is going to be probably bigger than Zilla, and Zilla was pretty big. And I know I don't want to bring him up. I don't want to get everybody all pissed off now, but I'm just saying,
no.
in terms
No,
of
Zilla,
you know,
don't talk.
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I told some of the people in my channel the other day that I don't even call that movie Godzilla. I
Huh.
call it Big Lizard Lost in New York and Pregnant. That's what I call that movie. That's my title for that movie.
Nice.
So let's see. All right, so we'll jump back to the questions in the chat room in a second. I think me and Goji got some good dialogue going on here. So now, in terms of the cast, I was very encouraged, and I'm very satisfied with what they cast. I want to know how you feel about the cast.
Oh, you got me. With actors, I don't know any of them.
Hmm.
I'm not a big television guy. I don't watch TV a lot with like shows like Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead or anything like that. And with but looking at them, it seems confident. And the one guy, Cranston,
Bryan Cranston, yep.
Bryan Cranston, he seems to be the one guy that everyone is saying, "Oh my God, he's in the film. That's great." So like, what was he in?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense why everyone's like, "Oh my God," but because he looks good, and he's going to be a scientist, right?
Yeah, he's gonna
Okay.
be like probably some sort of I've guessed a military scientist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's
So
supposed to
like,
be the father of Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, who's the
huh.
lead.
So yeah, I mean, seeing him in it, I mean, he looks like he knows what he's going to do. The other characters, I mean, they look all right. I can't, because I haven't seen them in anything else, and I don't really know exactly. So you kind of got me on that one. I don't
All right,
really know what to think of the actor.
I'm gonna school you then. This is good. I'm gonna school you. So, all right, so Aaron Taylor Johnson played Kick-Ass. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Wait a minute.
The guy in the green suit that gets his ass kicked, but
That guy?
that's him.
Oh
That's the
my
lead.
God! You know why? It's because his hair in Kick-Ass is like totally different, and
Yeah.
he's
Yep.
like crew cut or whatever. Oh my
And
God!
he
Okay, that
plays
gives me hope.
he plays a dork in that movie, Kick-Ass. But there was
Yeah.
one movie he was in that I personally liked. It was pretty good. It was called Savages with Benicio del Toro, and it's kind of a drug movie. And he played like a beach boy, a beach bum marijuana dealer, and that was a pretty good movie. Little off, it's a little out there, but I thought his acting was good. So that's who the lead is. So now Elizabeth Olsen, as you know, is the younger sister of the Olsen twins. So, but
Oh.
yeah, that's her. Yep.
Oh boy, we're bringing them back. Oh God.
Yeah. Well, thankfully it's their younger sister and not them, because that
Yeah,
would
because they're
really
they're
suck.
like are they like almost dead pretty much with all the drugs and all the sex and
They've looked dead since they were 17. They hardly have any weight on them.
yeah.
I mean, they're about maybe the size of my calf. And it's like, I mean, I'm a pretty big dude. It would take about 1,400 of them to make one of me. So, and then Juliette Binoche. A lot of people don't know Juliette Binoche, but she actually is an Oscar-winning actress from a movie called The English Patient, I think it was. So they got some pretty skilled actors. Ken Watanabe, who I'm sure you've seen Batman. I mean,
yeah. Who
he played the fake Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's good.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's good, and he was also in Inception, which is a pretty good movie.
Mhm.
Who else am I missing? Of course, Bryan Cranston, we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Akira Takarada, I know you know who that is. Um,
Oh yeah, dude.
oh,
Oh my gosh, the first time I saw that with the picture with Gareth Edwards and him with a
yep,
little plaque thing or whatever, and they were taking a picture, I was just like, oh, that guy was in the first one, and he's
yep.
in this one, and it's like full circle, and
It was very epic. When they
oh
made
my
that
god,
announcement, it
yeah.
was very epic. Uh,
I was just so amazed with that. Oh, he knew
yep,
what he
and
was
then
doing with that casting right there. He was like, we got to get some Godzilla actor
oh
in,
yeah, you have to, you have to,
and to be the
especially
first guy was oh.
oh yeah, and he was winning like what 5 of the movies or 6 of the movies.
He's been in a lot. I mean, the one that I mean, obviously the first one, I remember him a lot in Final Wars because he was the general, or
Right.
yeah,
He
that,
was
well, yeah, that guy. Trying to think I mean, I know he was he ever in the High Sci films?
he was in a lot of the Showa films. He was in
Yeah.
Monster Zero, Godzilla versus I want to say the Sea Monster.
Hmm.
Monster Zero. He was in Mothra versus Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
In Monster Zero, he is the Japanese astronaut. That's the younger Akira.
Oh, okay.
That's who he
Yeah.
is.
Because he looks so different from
He
his younger
really,
self to when he does in Final Wars. It's like completely,
but
he's
yet
got
he
the
looks
beard
good for
going.
his age.
Yeah, he does actually.
He looks
Um,
like incredible.
Yeah,
So
the guy that I actually noticed in the high sci films that was in like pretty much every one of them, although that was a consecutive series, so I guess they have the same cast because they were the same characters. But he's one of my favorite. I don't know his name because I'm not good with Japanese names. So if I'm not good with American actors' names, I'm definitely not going to be good with these guys. But he's the guy that the in the World War II scenario, or in Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and he was like looking at Godzilla in the building, and he was crying because he remembered saving, or that Godzilla saved him.
yeah,
Soon. Yeah, like that actor, I really like him. That would have been kind of cool to see him in this film, but I don't know what he's doing now.
yeah,
But
yeah. So let's see if we got any more questions that popped up because this I'm actually really lagging behind. I don't know where you're at, but I was
uh,
at somebody saying hi to you, and then it kind of got stuck there.
let's see.
So
I'm trying to find a question here. All right, let's see. Xeno Gaming. So since I got here, oh wait, no, he's just asking if we're discussing Godzilla actors. Yeah, we just did. So, uh, oh, okay, here we go. RT Forever says, Goji, what are your thoughts of the expensive Godzilla DVDs?
oh yeah,
I presume you're talking about Toho Blu-ray? I mean,
no,
because
the Godzilla vs. Sea Monster, the regular DVD is $185 on Amazon.
oh, I'm really happy I have that.
Yeah,
When I got it when it came out, holy crap!
what a bargain! I'm gonna run out and get it.
So one of those, so those films now are really expensive. I actually had no idea, guys. Well, one because I mean I've had my DVD collection forever now, and I've never actually had to hunt DVDs for a while. But I guess wow, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous, especially for Sea Monster. Gosh, really?
Yeah, yeah, that's especially considering that's not one of his best films. But
It's not.
so speaking of which, so out of all these movies, which one is your favorite? I mean, I know that's a common question. I think you answered it in your last live stream, but I don't remember what your answer was.
It is the epic The Return of Godzilla 1984.
That's my favorite.
Oh,
That's
yes,
my favorite as well.
another one.
Why? Because it had a dark theme. It really had a dark theme.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
why it was so good.
think about it this way. It's just like the original, only in color, and it's more awesome.
And the suit was epic. I love the
Oh,
suit in that
yeah.
one.
It's actually, I mean, I don't know if I'm biased. I'm probably biased. But the suit is my favorite also out of all the suits
Yeah.
of the era. So, yeah, that like I mean, the fact that also in the English version they brought back Raymond Burr was just epic. I thought that was awesome how he came back, and like I don't know, that whole film is just oh man, the first scene where the security guard is just looking up and the camera zooms up at Godzilla, and it just oh my god, just
Yeah, and he's dead.
yeah,
Basically,
he's dead.
there's no
Yeah.
need to show anything. You know he's dead.
All right,
So yeah, that movie was
let's
definitely
see.
one of my favorites. So all right, so what else we got in the channel? Because I think I'm lagging here. I don't see.
Dennis Davison Jr. says, "What was your first Godzilla film?" So I'll let you go first.
Godzilla versus Mothra was my first. That was the first one I've seen, and then after that was Monster Zero, and but yeah, Godzilla versus Mothra was the first one. That's what made me fall in love. And his suit there was good too for one of the older
Yeah, it
ones.
was.
That
Yeah,
was one of his best suits as well.
yeah.
So yeah, Godzilla vs. Mothra was my first. What's yours?
So for me, it's a mix-up. When I was a while ago, I was certain it was Godzilla 1984, and that's probably why I have such a for that film. But my dad told me like it was the first film, 1954, and but it's just for some reason. And then my mom says that it was 1984, so I'm like kind of in a conflict. But I'm gonna say it was 1984 because I remember so much from that film that it had to be that film. I mean, every little screenshot of that film that I see, it brings back so much nostalgia. So it has to be that film.
Yeah,
So
I was so desperate to get it on DVD that I like got a burnt copy, like a bootleg
yeah,
burnt copy from the
that's
VHS,
yeah, that's the
just
one
so I
I
could.
have. I also have a bootleg one, but I have another copy that I thought was legit, but it's a Region 3 DVD, so I can't even watch it. But
Oh, damn, that stinks. Well, maybe find yourself like a Region 3. Oh, wow, this thing is really jumping now.
yeah, it is. Yeah, these comments are going really fast. If you guys maybe slow down a little bit, because we're not gonna be able to get to your questions if everyone's like blah, blah, blah.
How
So
many do we have in the channel right now?
we have 33 viewers that I can see, so that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Um, there was one comment, I don't remember who it was from because the thing is going so fast. Oh, Ghost Godzilla 100. He says, "How many Godzilla games do I have?" Do you have any films, Rob? Or I mean games?
No, I unfortunately I haven't played a Godzilla game since the GameCube.
Destroy All Monsters?
Destroy All
Melee?
Monsters, I believe it was. Yeah.
I have
So,
a crap ton. I
oh,
have
I know. I seen your videos.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow, this guy's got tons of these things.
Boom. I have the Destroy Monsters on GameCube, Xbox. I have Save the Earth on Xbox and PS2. I have Unleashed on the Wii and PS2. I have Super Godzilla on the Super Nintendo. And I'm planning on getting. Oh, and my recent game purchase from Godzilla, which is probably the rarest game I have, is Godzilla Battle Legends on the Turbo Duo.
Wow.
And the ones that I'm really wanting to get next are Godzilla Generations 1 and the Maximum Impact game.
Now, what consoles is the last two that you just mentioned? What consoles do they run on?
They were on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Not the Sega Genesis, my bad. Dreamcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you still have a Dreamcast?
No, I do not have a Dreamcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the way that I've been able to play these games is off emulators
Oh, right,
on
right.
my
Yep.
PC. Yeah.
I have old school emulators on my computer. I have like Super Nintendo and
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Nintendo. Actually, you want to know something? I remember. I don't know if you ever played the. I'm assuming you did because it sounds like you're really into collecting the games. Did you ever get a chance to play the NES version, Godzilla King of Monsters, where you kind of like take turns being either Godzilla or Mothra?
Oh, Monster and Monsters?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Monster of
Yeah,
Monsters.
that was my first Let's Play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beat
I
the
remember
game
playing
all
that
the way
too.
through. I loved it actually. At first, I was hesitant because I was like, this game, because I've heard really bad things about it. I'm like, this game's kind of gonna suck. But once I beat it, I was like, you know what? That was actually a really good Godzilla game for the NES. So
Yeah, I remember it being good. I remember being addicted to it, although I remember it being very difficult.
yeah, it is
It's
very
like
difficult.
like even it's funny. I remember the game. The boss fights weren't the issue. It was getting to them.
Yeah,
All these
yes.
projectiles hitting you.
Yes.
It's like, what are you?
Oh my god.
It was so annoying.
I used save states. That's the only way I got through the game. I cheated a little bit, but
Oh man.
let's see. We got Super Rexito PT saying, "How broken are the controls for Super Godzilla and Godzilla Unleashed for the Wii?" Do I even have to explain this? No, they're completely broken. Those games are broken. Okay, you guys know my opinion on Godzilla Unleashed on the Wii. Okay, I don't like it, but I'll play it. But I don't like it.
I gotta check I haven't touched my Wii. There's got to be some. I'm wondering. Do you know if there's any old school Godzilla games on the Wii, like Virtual Console at all? Did they release any?
No, they have none, which is
Oh, that
ridiculous.
sucks.
It's
That really sucks.
Nintendo's from Japan. Don't you think they would make something?
Really, right?
God.
They're too
Yeah,
busy
I know.
working on Pokemon.
I guess so. Jeez.
That's what's carrying them right now. Pokemon and the 3DS. So Brian, I just saw your post fly right by. It said hi, Rob. I think right. It just like zoomed right by. It was kind of
Hi,
funny.
Rob.
actually.
Zoom.
Yeah, it's like hey, Rob. View. So
Hey, Rob. Bye, Rob.
so now back to the movie 2014. So now, in terms of the Mutos, do you think I've always wondered this. Do you think even though it's going to be an original American concept, do you think we're going to see some homage to a kaiju from Japan in the Godzilla series? Like
Um,
something about them that will say, "Wow, that looks like so and so."
well, a lot of people are saying a mixture between Kumonga because of the multiple legs, and because a lot of people said it resembled a spider. So a lot of people are going to say Kumonga. Um, but other than that, I really don't think so. I think it's going to be a completely new kaiju, and that I'm perfectly all right with that because we got a slew of new American kaiju's because of Pacific Rim. I mean, Nighthead or Knifehead, Slattern, Otachi, all those monsters. So that was great. But the thing is, though, I don't like Muto. I don't like what it is. I really wanted Godzilla to fight something that was more along the lines of like Gigan looking like or Megalon something.
Yeah.
I wanted another standing upright monster to fight Godzilla. I didn't want a spider thing or whatever. I mean, if they can make it cool like Kumonga is, then I'd be fine with it. I mean, we don't even know what it's really going to look like. I'm just saying speculation from what I've seen so far,
Right.
and I'm not really excited about the enemy. I'm more excited about seeing Godzilla just destroying the city. That's pretty much all I'm excited about.
Right.
Right now, at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard that. Obviously, I'm sure you heard about the whole flying Mutos, and
Yeah,
it sounds to me like that's going to be his primary antagonist.
yeah,
Like the other Mutos are going to be like just a little annoying vermin,
yeah,
and this Mutos is going to be the. Now, I thought it was kind of weird to have a flying monster, uh, because because Godzilla doesn't fly.
yeah.
I know it would present a different challenge for him, but I'm kind of, it's at first I thought it was cool. Then I'm like, well, wait a minute, is this going to be the primary monster? Because in the description of the toy it said, or be a flying Mutos, the flying Mutos that destroys the world or trying to destroy the world, which again, speculation just tells me that that might be the primary boss. So I mean, do you think a flying monster is too soon? I mean, you said you want an upright monster.
Yeah.
So you probably agree that a flying monster is just too soon, or just kind of takes away from what a good fight would be if they were brawling on the street.
I'm actually with you with that. I think it'll take away from it because you'll have a lot of flying shots. The camera's going to pull out, and you're going to see Godzilla on the ground. You're going to see this CGI flying monster everywhere, and
Yeah.
it's going to be too fast. It's going to be the camera's probably going to be going too fast, and Godzilla's not going to have. I mean, Godzilla's not going to have a big chance. I mean, he's going to be like flying around, smacking him in the face every 5 seconds, and if it was another standing upright monster, we would have that awesome close combat brawl that where he's just slamming him into buildings or whatever, like Pacific Rim did.
Right.
And maybe with Muto is, you know, if I'm understanding, like there's this flying version of him, there's this spider-looking version or whatever. If they're making this Muto guy kind of evolution during the film kind of thing, it'd be kind of cool if they went for a destroyer kind of take where he starts as like a crawling thing and then he kills people maybe on the ground at first and he grows and then he becomes a big spider looking whatever monster, and then maybe he flies for a little bit, he evolves like that just like in Destroya, and then he has his final form. Maybe we don't even know what the final form is. Maybe they haven't even said anything about a final form. Maybe that might be the upright monster or something that we've been wanting. But I don't know. I just do not feel secure about this enemy. And there's two monsters, right? Though, besides
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Well, the way I'm interpreting it is that the Mutos sound like a collective of monsters of similar species. Like one of the things I don't remember if I said it in one of my videos or in my stream the other night, but I kind of envision actually it was my prediction for the first half of the movie. I kind of envisioned that first scene where he's fighting the Mutos at the airport, and since they're insects, I kind of think, because if you remember, people described it as he kind of dwarfed the Mutos.
Yeah.
So I can't see that being a one-on-one fight because that would be very anticlimactic. I think what's going to happen is he's going to engage that Mutos at the airport, and they're going to be other ones converging on him, and they're all going to be the same. So technically, it's one type of monster, but maybe multiples. Yeah, that's my interpretation, because I cannot see him fighting a monster that small, and then that's the scene. It would just kind of take. It's like, what's the point? He's gonna. I mean, the military could have probably killed that monster.
Yeah, I actually would be okay with that if it was a bunch of different enemies that were Mutos and fighting Godzilla. That'd be cool. So we actually have a really good question here. Fan of Wolves XX asks, would you guys prefer Godzilla 2014 to be a suit acting or CGI based on today's standards? Uh, the Well, I don't know. I'll let you go first, Rob.
Yeah, CGI all the way. I love the rubber suit. There is always going to be some sort of nostalgia for that, but my problem with the rubber suit is that if again it goes back to if this is something we want to see going forward for a long time, kind of like what Marvel does with their movies, no general fan, unlike us, no general fan is going to take a rubber suit seriously. So, and the first thing they're going to think if they see a guy in a rubber suit is, oh, so are we going to have characters that are from Japan, or are they going to be dubbed? And that's the kind of element that we kind of have to leave it in the past as much as we love it, because it's been 2004 since we've had a movie. So I don't want to wait after this another 10 years or 20 years for a movie. I like to see a sequel. I like to see a movie 2-3 years down the road. I love to see a trilogy. I'm almost certain we'll see one.
Oh yeah.
So in that case, you kind of have to let the rubber suit go if that's what you want to see, because remember they released 2000 Millennium in 2000, the first Godzilla movie after a couple of years,
Yeah.
and it didn't do too hot. Nobody wanted to go see a rubber suit Godzilla. As much as we might have enjoyed it, it just wasn't very popular amongst the mass crowd. So that's my thought on it.
That's actually very surprising. I'm actually on the end of wanting to see a suit.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something there's something about the suit that I just love, and I don't know if it's just not being able to let go of the past or whatever. But the perfect mix that I say would be, okay, have a good mixture between the CGI and also maybe animatronics. There was a rumor saying that they're going to be using some animatronics for it, like close-up shots or whatever. Then again, though, that might clash because CGI and sometimes physical effects do not go well. Transformers, but I guess for American movies, I would want to see CGI. But when it comes, like if Toho made another film, I gotta get my suit actor. I gotta get that.
I can live with that. Like if it's a Japan movie, I can deal with that. It's the American version I like to see in CGI because I just don't think they'll pull off the suit like Japan does, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And because let's face it, that '85 suit was phenomenal, and I think they had and I think they even used animatronics too in that movie.
They did.
They had like a taller version of, like I seen the picture. The thing was like 12 feet tall.
I think it was actually, if I remember, about 20 feet.
Wow,
it was pretty big. It was a really big animatronic, and that's why when they did those close-up shots, it was a huge monster in the screen, and because they made it huge, and. So if that's something that I hope they would do, and I know it's America, and it just makes, I don't know, I just want to live in Japan. I guess I just hate the way Americans do movies now. I just like past stuff, and it's funny because if Godzilla made me this way, it's been so much of an influence on my life that older movies I love. I think older stuff is way better than what it is now, and that doesn't mean that I hate new stuff. Oh, I love new stuff. If we get, I just want it done correctly. I have problems with new films that I don't know. Like I know some people say, why can't you just turn your brain off, or it's just a popcorn flick? Why can't you do? I don't know. I'm just a critic, I guess. I just can't. I cannot turn off my brain when I'm watching a film because I feel that if you pay a good price for it, like some movie tickets nowadays are like $12 plus the popcorn plus all this other stuff. If you're paying good money, I want to see a good film, all right? I don't want to see this half-ass film just made for money, Transformers. But it's like I want more meat to my movies, and when I watch older stuff and then Japanese movies, they just have that, they have it. So I don't know.
So I have three interesting questions for you. So first thing is, if I pretty much feel personally it's going to be a trilogy either way. I think that it's going to be so successful overseas that even if it flops here, it'll still carry over for a sequel. So my question is this. If they decided to bring, and I think someone asked a similar question, but I want to extend it even beyond that. If they brought another kaiju from the Godzilla series into an American sequel, Who would you want it to be, and how would you update his look?
Hmm. Interesting. Well, first off, I think that if this movie doesn't do well, my fear is that Toho is going to realize that America just doesn't care anymore about Godzilla, and my biggest fear would be that they would make Godzilla like Ultraman right now or Gamera, where it's only in Japan, and it would be it's extremely hard to get things that are Ultraman or Gamera related that are like really rare or something like that. That would be my fear, is that they would just keep it in Japan. But if it does do well, we're definitely going to get a sequel. Hopefully that Destroy All Monsters reboot sequel that Gareth Edwards really wants to do. And if they were to get a monster, I would want them. Was the question if what monster I would want
What
them to
yeah,
have?
what kaiju from the Godzilla universe in Japan would you want to see over in America, and how would you update his look?
I would want Gigan. There's something about Gigan that I just love, and I would want to see him. And for an updated design, I mean, they did such a good damn job on Final Wars, the way he looked. I mean, they just
Yeah.
really revamped in there. And I guess I would kind of stay on that line where he just has like spikes everywhere. He's just like everywhere it's sharp. You can't even touch him, or else you just get cut or something. And just make him look more evil looking, because they really made him menacing looking in Final Wars. And yeah, and keep the chainsaws. That was awesome. I
Yeah, that
love
was
the
a good
fact that they blend
change.
the chainsaws. So if they ghgot him, that'd be cool. Also, I would have to say King Ghidorah, because um, you can't have no, or you can't have a sequel or something without Godzilla's arch enemy. So you got to get King Ghidorah in there, and it's not really hard to update his design. I mean, I guess just kind of make him more fierce, just a little bit more agile. Maybe his heads aren't like flopping everywhere and smacking each other like they were in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster or
Yeah,
something like that. Because his heads were
actually,
just like going everywhere in the
oh
old.
yeah, I know. He looks like he's on speed. Yeah, actually, King Ghidorah was definitely my choice if I had to bring one over, and I would actually do some updates to him. You know what I would do to him? I would give him arms on top of his
Really?
wings. Yeah, I would give him arms. I
Oh.
think that would be so wicked if they gave him arms where he could actually. Because I always felt it was kind of weird that when he landed, you saw his feet and his wings, and really he couldn't really do much. So I always thought because if you see a dragon does have his wings and like two sometimes, not all the time, but I always thought that would be a good addition because that would kind of just make a whole different opportunity for a fight scene and
Wow.
so, him grabbing stuff. Because one of the things that another thing I meant, this is another question I was going to aim at you. One of my three, my second one, like the atomic breath. I had stated in one of my videos that I want his atomic breath to have some meaning. I don't want him to abuse it. I don't want him to go off and just blowing it left and right. Actually
Yeah.
want it to be like he needs to use it in desperate situations.
Yeah.
And when he does use it, I mean, it's like epic. It's almost like he has to charge up, like in Dragon Ball Z, and like just for like 5 seconds, and you see his dorsal fin start to glow, and
Yeah. Yeah.
like a energy beam circle around him, like you ever seen ID4? I don't know if you ever seen that. It's like the
Mm.
old Alien movie. Well, in that movie, these aliens came and invaded Earth. They positioned themselves around the city over a central position, and then they all sequentially fired their beams. So when the laser came out, you start seeing like a swirl of energy, and
Oh,
as
yeah.
it got closer to firing, the swirl of energy would gather together, and then boom, and that's kind of what I want to see on his dorsal fin, and then this boom, just eject that a big. I mean, I don't want to see a blue straight beam.
Yeah.
I want to see some width. I want to see like some range on that breath,
Yeah.
going left to right.
That would be cool. Yeah. I actually, when you're talking about King Ghidorah having arms, I can hear the Godzilla fanboys going, "How dare you? That's sacrilegious! You
Yeah,
can't take a monster like
I know,
that."
I know. I think outside. I like to go against the grain a lot of
Oh
times.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
So
Actually, there's a really good one here. Dennis Sema says, "Do you think that Toho will continue to make Godzilla films?" I don't know. Actually, I mean, that it's like I said, it all depends on this film, and if it does well, Toho might. be like, okay, well, maybe we'll just let America do it for a little bit, maybe give us a break, even though they've had plenty time of a break. Um, if it does bad, like I say, it could go two ways, where they just keep it in Japan, or Godzilla dies completely and they just forget. Godzilla's just done with films forever. Um, but I would hope that they would continue to make Godzilla films because of that 2012 Ultimate Kaiju video game or whatever that was out in Japan. Obviously, they're still doing suit acting, and that was in 2012, so that's not that far away. And you know, I think that they could do it if they and also I think Richard Issa was talking about this, that he said not having consecutive movie, like not having a movie every year, because ultimately that gets dried out. They
It
start to
loses the
lose,
value.
yeah, they lose a budget and all that stuff. So make a movie every so often, if you need a sequel or whatever. But I would hope that they would make a new film.
Yeah, I agree. It's all on the success. My concern was when I heard that they ripped down the big pool where they
Oh
were.
yeah, that's
That
right.
was a little concerning for me because
Oh,
I'm like, wait, that's like one of their primary. Because I mean, Godzilla's in the water all the time, and I'm
yeah.
gonna get to this because some of my subscribers here. I remember I made a video where I said I didn't want him coming out of the water when he first touches down, and they were like, they weren't flaming me, but they were like, oh, there's no way that's gonna happen. No way, no way. And I know I'm probably wrong, but again, I like to go against the grain. But when I heard that they took down the big pool where they film all their water scenes, that was a
Yeah.
concern for me because I'm like, well, that's they. I would say they use that at least 50% of the time.
Oh, I think they used it every time there was a water, like a big open water scene. I think that's where they went to. I don't know where else they would go to.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's gonna, unless they're gonna go CG, unless they're gonna say, well, you know what, the CG guys they're really good, let's go that route. But, they could do that. That's probably,
There's
what
my
they're probably.
fiance
Oh, hi.
making your little cameo.
Oh, that's it. Nick Fury. That's awesome.
uh,
Yeah, my wife is camera shy, so
Hi.
yeah. So it does concern me that that pool is gone. Yeah, I never thought about that actually. That might be a bad thing, but yeah. All right. So let's see another question here. Oh, Xeno Gaming asks, if you could give Godzilla an ally, who would the ally be? Why? And whoa, it's starting to go crazy again. I can't read it. would
would you give them
give
a
them a
special
special
ability? Is what
ability?
I'm saying.
I would have to obviously go with Anguirus. He needs to be in more films, and yeah, because he's Godzilla's sidekick. I mean, it's like Batman and Robin. Got
Right,
Godzilla
right.
and Anguirus. And the special ability, I would make him do the roll thing now, because that's pretty much like the new ability that they've given him throughout Final Wars and also in the video games. I think that'd be a cool. Also, maybe give him some like a beam attack, because in the games he just has his like roar, which doesn't really make any sense. But give him like a beam attack or something. Maybe where he like shoots like energy spikes out of his back or something. That'd be kind of.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't not put Anguirus in there. You definitely can't use like Minya or Godzuki. That just would be if I so help
No,
me
he's
God.
back. No.
If I saw, and this is actually going to lead to my other question for you. If I saw in any Godzilla movie going forward, and I know we're not going to see it in this one, but so help me God, if this guy has any offspring going forward, I'm going to be tight. I mean, that's that it's cheesy goodness. I love it.
Yeah.
Back in the '70s, and it was funny,
Remember.
but I can't see it now. Not now. But this is my other question to you. So, and you were asked this question in the other live stream. I was asked this. This is a Joshua Hopkins question, but it's a good one. Now and I don't remember what your answer was, so I want to hear it again. Ending sequence. We know that now when you see a credit scene in most of these movies, there's always some sort of clip that's leading to another movie or maybe tying up a loose end. So if you had to see an end credit scene for Godzilla that would lead to a sequel, what would you like? Or this anything? What would you want to see for an end credits Easter egg?
The thing that I believe I said in my last or my last live stream, was that I would want to see kind of like the camera zooming up into space, and there's like a UFO that passes by, and all the Godzilla fans will understand what that is, and that would be the Exaliens coming, that'd be them coming to invade Earth, and it would be doing the whole Ghidorah three-headed monster destroy all monsters saga era, where the Exaliens were just constantly trying to take over the world, and I think that'd be awesome. Just the camera just pans up, we see a UFO, and maybe we hear Ghidorah's roar, or King Ghidorah's roar, or a revamped version of it, or Gigan, or something like that. That's pretty much what I would want to see, at least leading into a sequel. I think that would be really awesome. I can't really think of any way else. I mean, and that's also if they keep Godzilla alive. If they kill Godzilla, then kind of like a GMK ending where we see Godzilla's heart at the, like, if he ends up dying in the ocean, which I'm thinking, because I'm thinking Gareth Edwards wants to not recreate but have a lot of similarities with Godzilla 54.
Right.
So if they end up killing him in the water and he ends up like disintegrating or something, I don't know. But seeing his heart beat at the end would be pretty cool to say, oh, he's not dead, he's coming back. So yeah, that would be pretty much what I would want to see. More of the Ghidorah one thing.
Yeah, my ideal ending scene was, all right, they don't kill Godzilla at the end of the movie, but because of his fight with the Mutos, it's time to go night-nights. And Godzilla Godzilla kind of takes off in the water, and then I always envision like the military following him to see where he came from, because I'm assuming they wouldn't know exactly where he came from in terms of location. So they follow him in the water, they follow the sonar, and they reach an uncharted island, much like Monster Island. Okay. And he walks up shore, and as he's walking, you get like a view of him from the front in the distance, and then you see a big monster leg smash down on the ground, and then you see Godzilla kind of like rev up and then do his roar and then end, and you don't know what the monster is.
Oh.
But you just know that some shit's gonna go down. That to me
awesome.
would be like, because then right there that would just start so much speculation.
Oh, that would.
Who's the monster?
Yeah.
Who's he gonna fight? Where's that island? Who's on that island? I mean, we're talking about. You think people are going crazy now?
Yeah.
If you had some sort of ending like that in the credits, people will go nuts. They'll go ballistic.
That would be insane, dude. Oh man. Actually, the question of the aliens. Someone said they don't want to see aliens in the 2014 movies. I don't know why. Why not? But Vincent Dillon says, would adding aliens to the sequels be a bit too cheesy? No. I mean, have you seen I know it's probably not a good example, but I mean, Man of Steel had aliens, but it was in sort of modern times. You can make aliens in modern times and not make it cheesy, guys. I don't know where you're getting this from. The Covenant from Halo, Mass Effect. Come on, guys. I mean, aliens are not cheesy, okay? You're thinking
it's all sci-fi.
Yeah, you're thinking too much of the 60s. But you can make it awesome. Like, we can have Exilians come back and be the most badass things ever. I mean, without the Matrix-y style that they were in Final Wars. But I kind of like that. But, whatever. I know that it wouldn't sit well with normal moviegoers. But, yeah, you can make aliens not cheesy, guys. I don't know where you're getting this from. So
I think you'd have to. If you're going to bring in Ghidorah or Gigan or Megalon, those kinds of monsters,
yeah,
you gotta make them. They're aliens. They're
you're
not
bound to have something.
Yeah, you're gonna have some sort of alien connection, whether it's aliens that control them, much like the older films. I definitely think you can't do aliens in the first one. I think that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it'll be too much too soon. I think we kind of know they're not going that direction.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely think you can pull off an alien in the second or the third one. Definitely the third, because then you have something new that's unexplainable. Ghidorah is a trilogy-ending monster. I don't think he's the kind of monster. If you brought him into the United States, if you incorporated him into the series, he's a Part 3 monster. I don't think.
Yeah.
Part
3 monster, is it because of the 3 heads?
There you go. There's a connection. So and Gigan too. Gigan's another one of my favorites. He, like you said, he's got incredible, his whole look and design. Whoever, and you might know this, I don't, whoever ever designed them was just, I don't know where their head was, but it was epic. I mean, it was very original, very original design. So there's definitely a lot of potential. I think for the most part, though, to be honest, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, I think for the most part, if they do a trilogy in America, they'll probably stick with their own designs
Yeah,
and
they will.
perhaps pay homage to the older ones.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, I loved the way the kaijus looked in Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah, they were fantastic.
The only thing I didn't like is the whole neon light thing. That kind of made me feel like I was watching The Abyss.
Oh
And
really?
yeah, I wasn't too crazy about the neon lights,
Oh,
but
I actually love that.
outside of that, I love the monsters. Leatherback was my favorite one. The one towards the end, he was just pounding, ripping them apart. The way he jumped
Yeah.
out of the water and jumped on that one Jaeger's back and just ripped it apart was.
I know.
And then he had the EMP. It was just that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's my whole ending sequence and how I would see it. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Also,
So,
actually, another thing that they might do with sequels is they might bring back Mechagodzilla, because if you think about it, that might be another
makes
way.
perfect
Because if
sense.
Godzilla ends up surviving, then humans are going, okay, we got to figure out a way to fight that. So make a robot. Or a lot of people are saying, oh, Pacific Rim's gonna find its way in, and that was I actually had a conversation with my friends about this, because I took all my friends to go see Pacific Rim, and they're not kaiju fans, they're not Godzilla fans, but I took them to see it anyways to see what they thought of it, and they thought it was great, which is good. But they were saying, like, because they were looking at me, like, towards the end of the credits, because they were wondering, like, oh, is Chris going to be, like, all going ape shit when the credits happen, because are they going to show something that's Godzilla at the end? And so, like, I was kind of, because I couldn't be fully myself when the credits happened, but there wasn't really anything interesting. But
no, just Ron Perlman busting out of a kaiju.
And but I was talking to them, and they said, oh yeah, well, Pacific Rim would be a great way for like a sequel, or Godzilla could be a Category 6 or 7 or whatever. And I said to them, I was like, guys, it'd be great for Pacific Rim to be in a sequel, or if the Jaegers were in the first Godzilla movie, but actually that would not that would not be a good idea. No, that wouldn't be. It would ruin Godzilla 2014, because Godzilla needs to be its own film first. They need to establish it. They need to, because it's not Guillermo del Toro's movie, it's Gareth Edwards' movie. Those two directors are not in cahoots. They're not like talking about, oh, hey, let's connect all our stuff. Let's do like a Marvel Universe thing. They're not doing that. This is that film. Pacific Rim is that film. They need to stay separate for a while so that they can both get momentum for each other, just like Godzilla and King Kong did back in the day, and then do a crossover movie where they fight each other, and that would be the way you do it. So I do not want to see Jaegers in this film. I do not want to see Jaegers in a second film. I would want to see them as a side spin-off crossover film, like Alien vs. Predator, or Freddy vs. Jason. It has no continuity with the films. It's just there as entertainment. So.
Yeah, I think I've always said that I don't think crossover is out of the woods. I do agree with you. Definitely not too soon. But I made a video about this, and people thought I was like it was sacrilege. It was like blasphemy. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what the hell? I mean, they're both owned by Legendary.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro already said that it was something that would interest him, but he obviously said it's not happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you think about it, if you establish a trilogy or even 2 movies in each franchise, it's not completely out of the water, because if you think about it, here's my assessment. Warner Brothers right now, as much as I loved Man of Steel, I know a lot of people didn't like. It's always down the middle for people.
Yeah.
I loved Man of Steel. Obviously, I love the Batman trilogy with Nolan. But let's face it. After those 2 characters, they're not really going to be able to compete with Marvel. And I think the answer to that is their kaiju franchise. That's why I think the success of this movie is really going to determine what you're going to see down the road. Because if Pacific Rim was a flop here, in my opinion, it didn't do what it should have done, but it did $300 million worldwide. So that tells you where the fan base is.
Yeah.
Now, you take into account, if you get a successful Godzilla movie, which is going to do far better here in the States, now they have another opportunity to develop a kind of franchise that Marvel Studios does not have and cross it over in the same likeness that Marvel does. Now you have a niche market for a franchise that's going to draw interest outside of the primary fan base. And I just think that, in other words, what I'm trying to say is you got 2 franchises versus 1. You got the Marvel, their superheroes. DC has their superheroes, but now they got kaiju franchise as well. And I think, and this is just my thought, if I'm running Warner Brothers, I kind of want to, I want to exploit that. I want to go out there and take advantage of the fact that I have two franchises, because I really think, and at the end of the day, I really think Godzilla is going to do a lot better than most people think, because it's different. Even the normal general person knows Godzilla, even by name.
Yeah.
So, and those are the kind of marketing opportunities that I think they got to take advantage of. So I don't think it's out of the woods. I don't think it's as unlikely as people think it is. It's not likely anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I think it's likely depending on the success of both movies going forward. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Dennison Davidson Jr. asked, do you think that we use elements from Banno's script for Godzilla 3D to the max in Godzilla 2014? No, that whole thing was scrapped. That's completely gone. That whole Hedorah 2 or there was another monster's name or whatever that they were doing. Yeah, Deathla. No, that is completely scrapped. That is not coming back. I don't see that coming back anyway, because that was only supposed to be like a 45-minute movie, and it was exciting to like get a little bit hyped about it. But even when I first saw that back in the day, I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen. It's just gonna be crap. So it's 2014 has its own. They're not taking any scripts from anybody else. It's gonna be their own thing. So, yeah.
All right, so there's something up here from Eric. Rob, Godzilla is owned completely by Warner Brothers now. They gave Warner Brothers the... Oh, I'm missing this here.
Oh, they gave Warner Brothers 3 property, and they're split earlier this year in exchange for a piece of Chris Nolan's new movie.
Well, which movie was that? Is that new one coming out in December? I forget the name of it. It's supposed to be a sci-fi movie. Yeah, I'm not too sure. So, Eric, if you can... inbox me where you got that. I want to read that, because last time I read, even though I know that they were kind of having a rough relationship, Warner Brothers is still trying to support Legendary, like, because of Nolan. That's how I understood it. So I think there's always going to be a link there one way or another. If you keep Nolan in Warner Brothers by semi-supporting Legendary, is it? And yeah, Legendary. I still think that if you maintain that relationship, because Nolan has nothing to do with Pacific Rim or Godzilla, so I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I just want to read up on that, because it kind of counts. I'm trying to understand really. They gave Warner Brothers 3 properties. Yeah, just if you can inbox me that later. I want to check that out. So, all right.
Ghost Godzilla 100 says, "Do you think Varen would be in the 2014?" No.
No. There's not going to be any. From what they say, I don't always take,
Well, even if they did get rights, like if they're just joking, and actually if they have a surprise where a Toho monster is going to be in this, it's not going to be Varen. Varen is. I love Varen, guys, but he's not popular enough.
Yeah,
they're not going to take him. So.
Yeah, if there was a surprise Toho monster in there, I think if you're going to drop it in this movie, to me. If you're going to go based on what you've heard on the Mutos, I would think Mothra.
Yeah.
That would be the only one I think would, if that would happen, which is unlikely, but...
Probably not, but yeah.
Yeah, so...
Let's see.
They could go the Prometheus route for aliens.
Oh, God, please.
I hope not. Please.
No. Let's not do that.
Yeah. All right, so guys, why don't you, since we've actually been talking for an hour, me and Goji been going back and forth with some good shit, I think. I know you guys probably have a lot of questions. Let's pop through them. Let's do this. Because...
Kooky Keiju 235. What if Godzilla was real? Well, then we'd be all dead.
You know what? I'd happily roll up to him and just say, "Stomp me."
I want to be killed by you. You're my idol.
Yeah, I don't want a building to fall. If I'm going to die, it's going to be by you.
Or vaporized. That'd be a quick death.
Yeah, just burn me to death. Turn me into a nuclear fryer.
Don't kill me like you did that girl in GMK. That was mean, by the way.
That was mean.
That was so cruel.
That was a great movie.
Godzilla, like, that was just, come on, man.
Yeah, that's so wrong. So I think I got lag again because I don't see any moving in my.
I'm not seeing anything yet. The last thing I have is from Joshua Hopkins.
Okay.
What your thoughts on Godzilla taking Muto and maybe moving or maybe a moving train and toss it like a baseball hard at some buildings. Sounds like a good choreography.
Sounds like a pretty good yeah, yeah, sounds like it would be pretty epic. So while the channel takes a couple of minutes to update, now in terms of Godzilla's physical agility, because one of the things I mentioned again is I don't want to see the slow, methodical. I'm not saying I want him to be super fast like Zilla. I kind of like to see something in between. I would like to see something more agile where he can actually compete with it, because these insects I think are going to be quick. So I kind of want to see a Godzilla that can kind of keep up. And I kind of envision like him grabbing these monsters and tearing their limbs off with his teeth, and like taking a Mutos, and maybe I would love to see him wrap his tail around one of their throats. That's something you've never seen him do before. He's got a pretty long tail. I would love to see him like take his tail and really like just either wrap it around a Mutos' throat or shove it down their mouth and gag them. Something crazy, something we've never seen before.
I want him to. I still want him to have the sort of just like kind of, I'm this big beast. I'm like really. I mean, I don't want to be completely slow. Like you were saying, I want him to be a little bit more. Like I could do a little bit more action, but he still needs to have that kind of just slow kind of walking where you get fear. I mean, he's supposed to be just this tornado of destruction, but he does it in such a way that he doesn't have to move a lot. And I think, just him walking through a city, he just can destroy so much just by walking through it. Yeah. He doesn't really have to do a lot. But I would like to see him grab Muto and like rip something, or do a lot of action. But I don't want him jumping over buildings, climbing up on a freaking
not that kind of agility. Definitely not. No, I'm with you on that. I kind of want that. It's like a good balance of, what I like? I think this is what I could deal with. The traditional trounce through the city, and then once the battle starts, he kind of like, all right, he kind of gets
like, all right, let's go. Let's
go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. Like,
yeah.
And I definitely don't want to see him. This is another thing I mentioned. I don't want to see him aiming to destroy buildings. I just want him to like completely ignore them, and they just happen to be in his way.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Knocks them over. I don't want him to like, because there was some movies where he would like go up to a building and punch it. I don't want to see that. I want to see him actually just, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna stroll through.
I don't like that building. I'm gonna go over there and kill it.
Yeah, like what's that? That building's taller than me. No way. So yeah, I definitely want to see him. I want to see him be. I don't want him, like I've told a lot of my subscribers back on my channel when I do my videos, one of the common question is, do you want him to be good? Do you want him to be bad? And I don't want him to be either. I want him to have no alignment. I want him to have no remorse, no affinity towards anybody. I want him to just be. He is there. You are in his way, and because you're in his way, you're going to get your ass whipped. And and if you happen to be a building that's in his way, you're going to tumble, because I just want him to be a force of destruction that has no prejudice or no feeling towards anything. I just want him to be. Yeah. That's how I want it. That's how I see it.
So I actually see another question here. LegoZilla111 says, what about Baragon for movie 2? Once again, guys, he's not popular enough. He's not going to make it in.
Come on, you guys can do better than this.
He's not, guys. I'm telling you. Even Anguirus might not make it in, okay? You guys are, like, Mothra, King Ghidorah, the big guys, the big names. That's what they did for GMK. They had that original script, and they said, well, popularity, let's get Mothra and King Ghidorah. It's amazing how Baragon was able to stay in that, but he's not even in the title. So
just look what Godzilla did to him in GMK. I mean, let's be real. It wasn't even a match. I don't even know why he was in that. If there was one bad thing about that movie, it had to be Baragon. It's like, why? It's almost like that bully. It was a bully fight. It was not even. It was like Baragon went to school. Godzilla showed up, took his lunch money, took his jacket, took his book bag, whipped his ass, and threw him in the school park. It was just Baragon, no way. It was that would be a joke.
JLP Gaming 2752 asks, would you want Godzilla's beam to look like it did in GMK? Yes. I thought it was awesome. The way it just materializes and the mist on his, and his spikes are all blue, and it just and then like you were saying earlier, you want his beam to be thematic. Like every time he uses it, it's for like the last finishing blow. He doesn't just
Right.
use it like, oh, I can do this all day. Like no, like okay, here I go. This is like, that's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would
I
be
want it to have meaning. Like he only
yeah.
uses it when it's. Now, here's another good question about the movie. Real quick before we get back to these questions, I see them streaming up.
Yeah, they're starting to
Um,
pop up.
the military. I always felt, and I want to know what your opinion about this. The military goes in, they attempt to stop him, they fail miserably, and then they don't try again. I want actually the people in this movie to learn from their mistakes. I don't want it to be a constant bombardment of Godzilla with no hope.
Send the
like,
tanks out. Wait,
yeah,
there's lots? Okay, well, send the tanks out. Wait, the
yeah,
tanks got killed? Okay, fine. Send the battleships out. Okay, the
right.
battleships lost. Okay, how about we send the jets again? They lost again? All right, just send them all out. Wait, they all
Yeah,
died? Okay,
it's
just do it again. I don't care. We have
yeah.
unlimited resources.
I know. I just want to see a trouncing of the military, and then they say, you know what? We need to find something else to do because this is not going
Yeah.
to work.
Or like where there's just a thing where humans just go, guys, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Like a natural disaster. There's nothing you can do. If a tornado's going through, you just gotta let it go.
You got to wait till it's over.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
let's see. Uh, okay, Ghost Godzilla 100. So you want Godzilla to speed walk, Rob? Oh, I guess he's asking you. That's not what he
Speed
was
walk?
saying. That's not what he
No,
was saying.
not speed walk. Speed walk.
More agile, guys. Not,
Yeah,
not go
I
like,
want him to
I'm
do
jogging.
Taibo. I want him to do Taibo. That's what I want. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a good question here. Vincent Dillon, do you guys consider Godzilla 1998 a Godzilla movie? Okay, now, without your, any kind of, like, I could just hear it now, like, oh my god, not Zilla or anything like this. Okay, no, I don't consider it a Godzilla film, but it is part of the Godzilla franchise, and I don't care what any of you guys say. Toho made it Zilla. They took the monster, they made a trademark for it. That means that, yes, they acknowledge the fact that Zilla's there, but he's not Godzilla. He's just Zilla. I call him Zilla. He's not Godzilla to me. He's Zilla. And, in fact, I say this on many occasions, I like Zilla. I think he's an awesome kaiju for what he can do, being really fast, being able to climb buildings. Because if I say it as just Zilla, then that's fine. But if I say that that's Godzilla, then that's not fine, because that's not what Godzilla does. But I do not consider Godzilla 1998 a Godzilla film, but I do consider it a kaiju film, and for what it is, it's actually not that bad, and it's part of my kaiju collection in my closet, and it's actually stacked in with the Godzilla films and in chronological order. It does come before 2000, because that's just the way I organize it. That doesn't have any symbolic reason. No, it's just because it was in the line of years. But no, it's not, and I think it's time, in respect for Godzilla 2014. I'm actually gonna have, because I had an idea for a new video series. I want to do like discussions or something like that. The first episode I want to talk about is Zilla. I think, guys, we need to just get off this, all right? Zilla, I'm tired of hearing Godzilla fans bitching and complaining about this film. It was 1998. Let's just be done with it. Have respect for 2014. Let's get ready for that. Let's just forget it, okay? Just stop freaking out about a reptile, okay? Just let it go. Let it go, Godzilla fans. It's all good.
Yeah, I like iguanas. They're great. Here's the thing. I agree with you. It in and of itself, it wasn't a bad movie.
Mm-hmm. The characters were god awful though.
If you don't, if you don't call it Godzilla, it's actually not a bad movie. It is part of the franchise, whether you like it or not. For those of you who do view my channel, that will be part of the March to the King marathon that I'm doing. I will be reviewing that movie, like it or not, because it's part of the franchise.
It is.
And you know what, guys? Honestly, yes, it was a complete insult to the whole, this is Godzilla and this and that. But it wasn't a bad movie in and of itself.
Yep.
I thought for the time the special effects were good. It was kind of cool to see a big monster rumbling through New York. You don't get to see that often.
Yeah.
And at the same time, The monster didn't look. Yeah, he looked like a big iguana.
Hmm.
But you know what? In and of itself, it wasn't a bad movie. I just think because it's titled Godzilla,
That's why it
that's
pisses
why it
off.
gets a bad rap. I'm not proud of what they did to it. I'm not proud of it being called Godzilla. That's why my personal title for the movie is Big Lizard Lost in New York and Pregnant. That's basically what the movie's about. But it wasn't horrible. It
And you
wasn't
know
a
what?
horrible movie.
You know what? Here's another way for you guys to just be easy about it. It's Creature from 20,000 Fathoms remake. There.
Right. That's a
That's
good
all you
point.
need.
That's a
Okay?
good point. So,
So, I mean, really, like, I get this, like, on my, I'm so sorry I put a making of Zilla on my channel back in the day. I keep on getting comments there, and I read them, and it's just back and forth, G-fan fighting each other on, like, this is not a real film, or yes, it is, blah, 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 blah. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about this film. It's like, just give it a break. Oh my
plus,
gosh.
yeah, and plus, honestly, if you're a general kaiju fan, you can appreciate the movie.
Exactly. I mean,
That's
come
what it
on,
comes
guys.
down
You
to.
gotta admit, when you do watch the film, and Zilla is, and I call him Zilla, when Zilla's going through the city and breaking stuff, come on, you guys don't get giddy about that. You don't go, "Ooh, look at the destruction!" Yes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't sit through
I
the whole
thought it was
film.
it
Yeah.
was pretty good. It was a
Yeah,
good
you
movie.
don't sit through the whole film going, "Oh my God, this movie sucks." Oh, Zilla's on the screen. I don't give a crap. No, come on. The way he jumps over the highway or whatever in that one part, come on.
Yeah,
Don't tell me you didn't like
pretty.
that.
I mean, yeah, and as a Godzilla fan, you know that Godzilla would never run away from the military.
Exactly. So
When
you
you look at it, yeah, when you look at it as a big iguana, I thought it was an epic scene.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So just take it as that. So give it a break. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Kuki Kaiju 235. What do you think Godzilla 2014 will be rated? PG-13 or R? I think it's rated PG-13, right? Isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Is this the 2014 movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be. They're not gonna go R. They're gonna push the limit, though. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
It's not. It's gonna kind of be like The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight pushed the envelope. The Dark Knight was a scene or two away from being a rated R movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They
It really
really pushed the envelope with that. So that's what I think you're gonna see here.
Let's see. God Z Legend Pix 2012 says, Goji fan, have you reviewed Cloverfield? No, I have not, but I will. I've gotten so many questions on this film. Yes, I will review it in the future. It will happen. So.
Yeah, that was an interesting movie. I enjoyed it. I'm not too. It was a unique design. It was. I think it was a little underwhelming when you consider all the hype leading to it and all the internet the viral internet marketing they did, which was genius.
Oh yeah, it was.
But the movie was alright. It was pretty good. It's a kaiju film, so you know.
Yeah. One kaiju film had to try that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. RTW Forever says, do you think Godzilla will have a little trouble with Muto since he is as fast as Megaguirus? Yeah. I would want him to have trouble with. I mean, I don't want Godzilla to be like, you're nothing, flick. I mean, I want him to be.
We don't want a cakewalk.
Yeah. Vincent Dillon says, should Ghidorah be pure evil or mind control? Pure evil. Completely pure evil. I want to see him evil. I just want to see him just be like, oh man, kill humans. So.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right, Dennis Seaman says, what's up with the GMK posts? Yeah, I've been seeing those a lot. Can you guys stop just posting GMK for some random reason? That'd be nice. Just kind of, I don't know.
We do like the movie. And,
yeah, we do like the movie, but we want to see questions.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Denison Davison Jr., do you think the music for Godzilla 2014 is going to be good? Good. All right, that's a good question.
No, that's a good question.
I think I'll let you go first, Rob.
Yeah, I think I think one of the things I'm wondering is whether or not they're going to kind of incorporate a little bit of the original music into it. But I definitely want to see some original. I think like his march music. For the most part, I'd like to see an original soundtrack. But I think you'll hear something original, and somewhere in the song you might have a couple of bars of the classic music kind of updated to match it, which I think would be great. I think it would be great to kind of incorporate something new and something old.
Okay, wait. Before I say my thing, RTW Forever says, Goji, do you prefer Godzilla 1984 or 1985? That's the same film, guys.
Yeah.
Same film. Just released in Japan 1984, America 1985. Same film though. Anyways, I'm sorry, that question just like I just caught my eye. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, the music I'm a little bit scared of actually. It's the composer. From what I read, his one of the films that he did was the last two Harry Potter films. That worries me because he's good. It doesn't mean he's a bad composer. No, 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 no. The Harry Potter music was phenomenal. Okay,
Yeah, it was good.
but it's fantasy-ish. It's all ooh la la la. It's not
Yeah.
boom boom. We need trump. We need timpanis. We need freaking drums and big bassy sounds for the monster sound. And I'm worried that this composer doesn't have that style that and I'm amazed that they didn't get one of the Japanese composers that did like 2000 or Megaguirus. I mean, come on, Megaguirus, come on, who could the boom 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 boom
Yeah.
boom boom
I
boom.
just recently saw that for the first time, like a month ago.
Oh wow.
I had never seen it before.
No.
It was really good. I
Yeah.
liked it. It was pretty good.
And even like freaking well, maybe not the GMK composer. I mean, that movie was good for what that music was, but it was really techno-ish in a way. But they definitely do need the original theme either playing at the I would prefer it at the end of the film because that would be great for the credit scroll is having his original theme.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just a little bit worried. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna have to wait till the film comes out to see what the soundtrack's gonna look like. Now, will I buy the soundtrack on CD? Of course I will, because I'm a whore for Godzilla stuff. So.
Yep. I hear you.
All right, let's see.
There's
Okay.
quite a few questions here.
Yeah, Tom Hilburn says, "Hey, do you think Gamera will appear in Godzilla? Because I heard a rumor Warner Brothers got the Gamera rights. That is completely false. I don't know where you got that from. There's no way Gamera is. I mean, Warner Brothers getting rights to that? No way. No, no, no.
Yeah. And you guys that know me know that I'm a source whore. So if you're gonna put rumors in there, just tell me where your source is from.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a source whore. So, but if they did get it, that'd be epic. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean that would be cool, but
Yeah.
I doubt that. I mean, I highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dragon Epic 94. Hey, what's up? He says, if Godzilla and Cthulhu battled, would it make a good movie? Oh my God. I don't know. It depends on what Cthulhu looks like because I don't know. He's had a lot of different. I mean, isn't that like the frickin' devil himself? I mean,
It's supposed to be like some epic demon from the abyss
yeah.
of the ocean or something like that.
Are you trying to bring back Godzilla versus Satan? Okay, let's not do that, all right? Because that film just wouldn't work. It wouldn't. I mean, one, it would piss off a lot of people. I mean, I'm a here. Oh my gosh, this is live. You guys, some of you guys might not know this, but I'm a Catholic Christian. But it wouldn't piss me off. But the film just wouldn't make sense. What? No. That's like when Arnold Schwarzenegger fought Satan. Right
Oh,
there.
End of Days, of course.
Yeah.
One of Arnold's best. What would be your perfect idea for a Godzilla movie? So you'll take this one first.
Oh man, that's tough. Oh man, I have so many different. My perfect thing. It just needs to. Godzilla needs to have good parts. He needs to have a good enemy. I like it when he fights an enemy. It's kind of boring when he's on his own, but enemy can be good. But I like him to have an enemy. I want to be. The characters need to be good. The cast needs to be memorable. The music needs to be epic. And the fight scenes just need to be long. Not too long, but they need to be pretty decent amount. And I don't want like a super crazy way to kill Godzilla. Like the in Megaguirus, the absolute not the oh my gosh. This is me. I always mess up facts with Godzilla. I'm probably gonna get it wrong, but that black hole that they shoot at at Godzilla in Megaguirus, I mean, that was all right, but it was a little bit. I mean, like, okay, would we really do that? Would we really risk the whole world shooting a black hole at one monster? I mean, would we really, I don't know.
Good point.
But yeah, I just want it to be very grounded. I want it to be serious, dark. Pretty much what I'm hoping 2014 to be that best Godzilla movie. So, yeah.
If it was me, it would be NC-17. I'd want to see Godzilla stepping on people and their bodies getting crushed and blood gushing out.
Whoa!
I want it to be. I'm talking hardcore. I'd want to see like if he shot his radiation at people. I'd love to see them like melt. I mean, I would really, really make it like almost like sci-fi, borderline sci-fi horror. I want people to say, "Wow, that's Godzilla right there." Yeah.
Yeah. So I've actually seen this question a lot. I've been sorry that we keep on missing this question, but now I'm finally going to get to it. So Slender Hunter 259 asks, if you could make your own Godzilla movie and had to kill him, how would you be, or how would you do it and be original? That is the toughest thing because, I don't know. What could you? I mean, it's tough. I don't know how to be original with the way to kill him. I mean, if it was maybe bringing back away, I love the Oxygen Destroyers. That style, but an original way, I don't know, maybe delve deeper into that whole thing like with GMK, how they drilled a hole in him and every time he shot his atomic breath it came out of his chest. Like that was an interesting thing. They never really explained that, so it'd actually be kind of an interesting way if maybe humans found a way to go inside Godzilla. Maybe what was that movie, Voyage into, it was like they shrunk a ship and it went to a guy's body,
Inner Space.
No, it's such an old movie though. Voyage into something. I forgot what it was called. But if they did something like that, where there'd be humans going inside Godzilla and killing him from the inside.
Yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, the question there is, how do you kill something that can't be killed?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think, I think at this point the whole idea of killing Godzilla is moot. I think it's stopping him, and short of hooking a couple of spaceships on him and launching him into orbit, I don't really think there's
do what they did with Gamera. They put him in the little capsule thing and shot him up into space.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I said to myself, well, I know I can't kill him, so get him off the planet somehow. I mean, it's not too original, but if it was in a real life situation, that's the kind of idea I think, because you can't fly. You propel him into space. I mean, there's no oxygen there. Put him on the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Have it their problem.
Yeah, let them deal with it.
So I saw a question up here that was actually good. That was really good. Jack Zilla Kaijui. I think that's how you pronounce it. Do you think any of the main characters in Godzilla 2014 will die? I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
I think one of them kind of leaked that they did. There's a female, an actress from England that's in the movie. I think it's Sarah Hawkins or Sally Hawkins, and she in an interview said that she got to see him in the movie, in character of course, face to face, and she was in the building. Right there, to me, that spells death. So, and she's not a major character, but she's one of like the secondary characters. So, yeah.
Actually, someone answered my question. It was Fantastic Voyage. That was the movie.
Oh, okay, Fantastic Voyage. Okay.
Thank you, Dennis Davison Jr. That was what it was. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. If that's what's gonna happen, I don't really know who else would die. I mean, maybe the scientist guy. I don't know. I have to see the movie because I can't really say who's gonna die. I need to get connected to them in order to really feel sorry. So.
Right.
All right.
You said you saw that second trailer, right?
Yeah.
What do you think they're halo jumping for?
Yeah, that was weird. I honestly have no idea. I mean, like, what do they do? Like, why would you do that? Like,
Well, I said in a video when I reviewed the second leak trailer, which I had to get this. I had to take that. That was my second strike. Was my review of the second leak trailer. Warner Brothers had it removed. No Godzilla content on my video, nothing, and they still.
Yeah, they're getting you on if you just say it.
Yeah. So, but I said in that I think that because a lot of people were like, why would they halo jump in Godzilla? And I said, I don't think they're halo jumping to fight Godzilla. I think they're halo jumping for a rescue mission. Because when I thought about it, I said, all right, well, how do you get into a city that's wrecked? Bridges are down, buildings are toppled. I think the only logical reason is to skydive right into the heart of the city and rescue people. That's my guess.
Yeah, that could be it. Let's see. let's see. Ricardo Ramones. Right? I'm sorry if I butcher that. He asks, "What if Godzilla fighted another Godzilla?" I don't know. I mean,
You'll probably see people walking out the theater.
yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah.
that the concept of Godzilla fighting him, like that's a lot of people say, oh well, Kiryu, is but well, maybe, but if it was a Godzilla and another Godzilla, I don't really know what you could do with that actually.
You know what you could do with it? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh
Make
yeah.
it, make it into a live stream because none of them would ever die. It would be an ongoing movie.
Just back and forth, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And one
None of
guy's
them would
just like,
die.
dude, hold up, wait, we got it. How about we just team up and just take the world out?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Oh,
it. Tag team.
yeah. All right, so we're kind of no comments yet. It's probably gonna spam with like a bunch of comments all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about this. Like, it's not. It's like so lagged that we can't get to every comment because it's like or like earlier. Hi Rob, bye Rob.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's spamming hard body of mine's now. Look at this.
Oh, here we go. Godzilla Legend Picks 2012. What should Godzilla's first appearance be like? I would like it to be just like 1954, Behind the Mountain. Oh yeah. 77 Dirge. Oh my God, Godzilla Sokudika. You're so funny. Ha. That's from the SOS movie when one of the generals are like, Godzilla's leaving. I guess leaving is like soku dick or something in Japan, so it sounds like Godzilla sucks dick or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so the question, holy crap, what was the question? I think I forgot. I missed. Oh, what his appearance would be like? His first appearance, like the mountains. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could for me. I would love to see behind the mountains thing like that, underwater or maybe just appearing. Well, I don't know. I think a water would be the most legit one because that's where he would come from. I don't really know how else he would appear, or.
It's funny. Again, one of my videos where I discussed this as well. And again, I love to go against the grain because it's been done so many times. I actually don't want to see him. I don't care if he's in the water all he wants to be, but his first appearance, I would love to see him come up from the ground in the middle of a city. Like just coming out of the and I know, and again, I got like semi-flamed when I said this, but again, I like to go against the grain. I would love to see him come up because you know why? There's no build-up. When he comes out of the water, you're preparing. People are evacuating. I want the shit to hit the fan in an instant. I want him to just imagine there's a busy day in Tokyo, and people are going to work, or getting their coffee. Everything's all good, and then next you know, you feel this tremendous tremor. Buildings start to rattle, windows start to break, and then you see like a big chunk or a big block of the city start to upheave. You see him come out. Buildings start to topple over. People are running. People are getting crushed. As he's coming out, you hear his big roar, and I don't know. That's just my dream.
Dude, why would people get mad at that idea? That's actually.
Oh, they kept saying, "Oh, he's gonna come out of water. No way he's gonna do that. He's not, But that's just my dream.
Make an anime of that, or someone make an animation of that.
That would be so great. I wish I had some sort of anime skills. I would so do that.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's see. Kuki Kaiju 235. Do you think Godzilla vs King Kong will be recreated? I don't think so. As much as I want it to, I don't think so because Universal Pictures, they probably are so tight with their copyright stuff, and I don't know. They would take a really big deal like, hey, you pay us this much and whatever. I mean, who knows how they did that in 1962? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, that's and then you also, I mean, you would also have to pretty much do away with Peter Jackson's King Kong because you'd have to change King Kong so much. You'd have to scale him up. You would have to explain his origin again.
Yeah.
It'll take a lot. I mean, it would be great, like you said, but it would be so tough.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have to work out the business end of it, but then you got to kind of put it on film and fix it. But at the end of the day, I mean, King Kong versus Godzilla is so epic. They could make up any story. I don't think people would care. So.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Dino Boy 34 says, "Do you think there will be an animated series for the new movie? And if so, do you think it will keep somewhat of a dark tone?" I would love to see a new series. I actually said in the last live stream I would love it to be an anime. I think because I love anime. I think anime is the best type of style of animation, and also just because it comes from Japan, so I think that would fit perfectly for Godzilla. And I think it would be a dark tone because everything's dark nowadays. So.
And I would like that too, simply because once the movie's over and we have it on DVD and we've watched it a gazillion times, we're gonna need something to hold us over until the next movie.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. Because people, I mean, when you think about how we speculate now and how we're talking about it now, we're having a live stream at 8:40 at my time, 8:40 at night, talking about Godzilla on a Monday night. There's football on and all this, and quite frankly, if you have this kind of speculation and excitement now, can you imagine what people are going to be like waiting for a sequel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see. We got a funny comment here. I don't know if this is like it, but Tom Hilburn asks, "Do you think Optimus Prime will ever fight Godzilla?" Okay, people, I'm gonna tell you straight out. Okay, guys, Transformers. Okay, for me at least, I'm not an 80s kid. I'm a 90s kid. I'm not that big into Transformers. 2, I don't care what you guys say. The Transformers movie sucked. Okay, except maybe the first one. The first one is all right, but Michael Bay sucks as a director. I'm saying this live. I don't care. Okay, those movies were terrible. Those movies were cash-in. All right, he didn't give a shit about the original material. It's worse than Zilla. Oh yeah, I went there. And Optimus Prime is like this freaking big compared to Godzilla. How would you guys even? That wouldn't even be a fair fight.
You know,
how would that even work?
I think they ask these questions because they like to see your reaction. I mean,
they do like to see my reaction.
They do. You're very animated. It's awesome. Yeah, Prime. And now here's the thing. This is like the 4th time you've said you hate the Transformers movies, and I've been sitting here waiting to see if somebody shouts me out because I've said in my videos I actually like that series.
You do?
I do. So I've been kind of waiting for somebody to shout me out who's seen my videos, and I said, all right, I'll just come clean. I'll come clean. I'm actually a fan of them. I got to be honest.
It's opinions. I mean, no, I
know. I'm just, it's funny.
Yeah.
I can understand why people don't like it. So you know what it is with me? Sometimes I just like to go into the movie, shut the brain off, eat some popcorn, and watch things explode. And that's pretty much what it is.
It's hard for me to do that. Even when I was watching Pacific Rim, I still had my brain turned on and be like, why did they keep the sword at the end? Why didn't they just use the sword? Like, hello. What?
Yeah, that was kind of.
So, but also, if anyone is going to say a question, I'm just going to answer it now because I have a feeling, because I talked about Transformers a lot now, don't compare Transformers to Pacific Rim. I hate when people do that. They're like, oh, big CGI robots. Yes, Transformers did it first in America with big like robots and stuff like that, but Pacific Rim is nowhere near the same league, and also Transformers, that's not a kaiju film, frankly.
No, it's two totally different worlds.
So don't stop comparing that.
It would be interesting. If they made a Voltron movie, would we consider that a kaiju? Not really. Kaiju's Kaiju's actually defined as a big monster.
I guess I would say like, holy crap! There's a lot of comments. Oh my God! Whoa! Holy.
Hey William, what's going on?
Hey, Richard's here. What's up, Richard?
Yeah, I saw him pop up there a second ago.
All right. So what was I saying? Voltron to me is more like Power Rangers.
Right.
Is that a bad thing to say? I mean, it's kind of like more, big mech coming together and stuff like that. But it's not really. It's not okay. Jackzilla, Kaiju. I like Transformers. Suck it. Okay, yes, that's fine. I don't hate you. I don't hate you for liking Transformers. I'm talking to a guy here that likes Transformers. I'm not hating him.
Yep. And I'm not hating him for hating it.
It's just opinions, guys. It's just opinions,
So, a quick question. How long is too long to see Godzilla in the 2014 movie? Like, at what point would you get annoyed that you haven't seen him yet?
I definitely don't want it to be halfway through the film and then all of a sudden we see him. Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, that was the biggest problem with me with that one, is that Godzilla isn't even there for like half the film. I want to see him at the beginning. Like you said, I want to have like an intro that just like boom, Godzilla's there. You know, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, have like an intro where like the humans are talking, you get characters established and stuff, but then go right into the monster stuff. Go right into it. You know, get it going, get the conflicts going, get everyone freaking out. You know, get it on the news and be like, oh my God, Godzilla's attacking, or this big monster's attacking, because I don't think they would call it Godzilla. That would actually be another thing. That's an interesting like. What would they call him? Like, because I don't think in a real world, because they're making this film realistic, we wouldn't call him Godzilla. We would call him like, oh, the big monster or something like that. Like, I wonder what they would call him. Like, what they would.
That has been another topic that I've discussed with some other people on the channel. I think there's one of two ways. Either they're going to find a reason to come up with a name, and I'm hoping they kind of go that route, or somebody is going to hear a legend. If they go that route, I'm going to consider that a cop-out, in my opinion.
Yeah, that'll
Like,
be a big cop out.
like somebody happens to hear about a legend of a great beast named Godzilla. That they've done that before.
Who attacked Japan in 1954?
Right. I think they're gonna give him. They're gonna somehow, or they can make it kind of like in the Dark Knight Rises, where you don't really call Catwoman Catwoman. They'll refer to him as something similar. You might put it this way. I think if they name him, you'll hear it once or twice, or a couple of times. They won't oversaturate using his name too much, but I definitely don't want to see the traditional legendary, this is the great monster we heard about many, many years and centuries ago called Godzilla, who walked the earth during the time of the dinosaurs, and that was the real reason why the dinosaurs are extinct.
or you put a lighter up to a Japanese guy's face and you say, Gojira! Gojira! Gojira!
Yeah.
Where did they get? Okay, anyways, but okay, there was a really good question here. Vincent Dillon, who do you prefer, Manila or Godzilla Jr.? Godzilla Jr. all the way. Why would I go with Manila? Ugh.
Yeah, Manila.
Even though Manila is Godzilla Jr., but I'm talking about the high side Godzilla Jr. I like him.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of the children. They seem to cause more harm than good. And then the whole the old every time he tried to blow, it's a little circle. I've always waited to see like a seal or a dog jump through it.
Yeah. Come here, son. I gotta step on your tail. How does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
That's funny stuff. Let's see what else.
Dragon Epic 94. What if Godzilla becomes an anime series? Also, have you seen Attack on Titan? Okay, if Godzilla becomes an anime series, I said this a lot of times. I think I would love it. I know Rob would like it too. I have not seen Attack on Titan. I'm not familiar with what that is.
Yeah, neither am I. I can't comment on that one. So while we wait for the channel to update with 600 million comments,
yeah. My inbox is going to be ridiculous tonight.
How do you what do you think? How do you think the Mutos will enter the movie?
How we what?
How do you think the Mutos will enter the movie?
Oh, some 50s style where he's in a lab and then he breaks out and just like starts destroying things from there. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. That's actually interesting. I need to see more of the monster to think about that.
Yeah.
I don't really have an answer for that yet.
Yeah, that's the one that's been, because obviously it's easy to speculate that Godzilla might come out of the water or out of the mountain. Even Bryan Cranston in an interview said that he's the one to discover the anomaly, so to speak, in terms of sonar. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's Godzilla, but you can kind of guess that it might be the case. But it'll be interesting to see how the Mutos enter the movie and how they even come to be. Like I have that. If you get a chance, go see G Universe's website. He's got this great article explaining how the Mutos were inspired by the Japanese silkworm and how they were studied scientifically. They did a scientific study on them after the tsunami in Japan in 2011 and found that they had some sort of mutated growth. Nothing significant, but there were some as a result of the nuclear fallout, the meltdown. Some of the soil resulted in them growing at a much more abnormal size. And they think that that's where they might have gotten the motivation for the Mutos. So it's pretty interesting.
That's it. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, here we go. Let's see. JCage718. What are your expectations if they make a 2014 video game, and what do you want to see in it? Um, I said it before. I think I said it in my last live stream. I believe that they are going to make some kind of interactive game or some kind of thing to follow the movie. But if it was a full-fledged video game for like the PS4 and Xbox One and PC, um, I would love to see that, and I want it to be maybe a combination of Godzilla Generations, where you're going around destroying buildings, and then also have the fight mechanic where, like in Melee, have something like that when he fights a monster. So that, yeah.
Yeah, and I've always said I like to see some sort of RPG aspect to it where he can gain levels, his atomic breath gets stronger, opens up some like certain attacks. Definitely trouncing on cities. Maybe if you whatever city you go to destroy, you like there's a Mutos boss there of some sort.
Yeah.
I'd like to see. I mean, the only thing that concerns me is that traditionally video games based on movies suck. Let's just be honest, they suck.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that with this. I haven't played a G game in so long that when I do finally play one, especially this one, I'm hoping it's good because these $60 games, nothing hurts more than to buy a game, spend $64 after tax, and then it stinks on ice. It's just horrible.
Except for Spider-Man 2.
Yes, and I've mentioned that before. Spider-Man 2 was the only one I remember that was ever any good.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Star Wars Episode 3. Okay, I don't want to get into another discussion about Star Wars prequels, but Star Wars Episode 3, the video game, that was actually pretty good too.
I never played that one, so maybe I'll have to check it out.
I liked it. Yeah, it was on the Xbox, PS2, and I think GameCube. So.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Was there something you wanted to ask me, Rob, about my game development?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. So I want to know more about that. So what if now are some of the games you've shown on your channel? I remember seeing one that I think did you develop a game that you did a video of?
Yeah, there were two. One of them was oh, that's good grammar, wasn't it? One of them was Godzilla a Breakout, which basically what I did was I just took the platform of what the Breakout game was, where it's like that little board and you're a ball and you hit the little I guess blocks to break them all, and then you get them all and you get the points or whatever. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to make it a Godzilla theme. So what I just changed it up to, the blocks were different monsters, and the board was kind of it just had Godzilla's name on it, and then there was the green ball, it had just G on it. Yeah, and I had I don't know, that was like a fun little idea, and I put it on. I published it as Exosphere Studios, which is my. This is gonna be a shameless plug-in, I guess. But
I'll plug myself later.
It was from my other group that I'm in that I started way before I did this channel, was Exosphere Studios, and it's me and my friends, and we eventually we want to be game designers. That was my career choice that I want to do, and basically what I want to do is like, okay, well, Exosphere, we need a game, so I'm just gonna quickly do this and just get something out there for people to get some exposure. I thought it was, a lot of people liked it from the people that did play it. I haven't gotten a lot of feedback on it, so I don't really know how successful it was. But I put it together in like a day, so I didn't expect it to be like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. But the next game I had, which I was working on actually before that game, was Godzilla 2D Saga, and I actually originally posted that on Toho Kingdom forums, and I know a lot of you guys have problems with Toho Kingdom. I know, but I have actually a lot of cool friends that are that I actually talked to way before I started the channel. So I actually my origins started actually on Toho Kingdom with Godzilla. So I talked to them saying like, hey, actually the first question I had was, would I get copyright if I made a game that was based off the first movie and made it like a side scroller game. And then everyone's like, no, as long as you cite the right thing, you're not making it for money, you're not doing that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm not, so I'm just doing it for fun. They're like, all right, yeah, you can do it. And then I got a whole lot of questions asking like, wait, you're making a game based off the first movie? I'm like, yeah. And I actually had this idea where I wanted to make every movie and make a 2D platform game out of it. And that right there got a lot of people's attention. And from there, I just kind of made a logo for it. I put it on Exosphere Studios, and a lot of people have been wondering like what it is now. And that was that one video I posted a while ago. I had questions about. I had like some problems on the game when I was trying to program it. But now I've kind of changed the plans of it. It's just going to be one game, and in the game it's going to have different levels, and it's going to be basically those levels are going to be parts from the movies. So like I had an idea for like Destroy All Monsters would be this part where you get to play as any monster from that movie, and I mean any monster. So any monsters that were in that movie, you get to play as them, and then you get to go into a city and just destroy it, just like the movie was. And then I was thinking of releasing like a 3-pack where the first game would be the Showa movies, the second game would be Heisei, and the third game that would be released would be Millennium parts. So I'm still kind of working on it. I haven't been able to work on it a lot lately because of my work schedule now and all that. So I've been really tired to do that. But I'm gonna ask a couple people soon to help me program it. And hopefully I'll be able to get more out on that. But that's pretty much with the game development stuff right now. Oh, and I'm also planning on making a sequel to Godzilla Breakout where there's actually going to be boss fights. So like after you're done breaking all the blocks, there's going to be a little emblem there, and once you hit it, it spawns a boss. So like Ghidorah is going to be one of the bosses. He's just going to fly around like this, and he's going to shoot at you while you're trying to dodge his attacks and hit the ball towards him. So just kind of a fun little thing like that.
Like a little. Now, what platform are you using to develop?
I'm using Game Maker.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, it's really hard to make it though because I'm not that good with programming. I can make the sprites. Like I actually have most of the sprites done for the for the Super Godzilla Breakout, the sequel to it. But I need programmers to help me with it, and I know a couple programmers that can help me. So yeah, but that's just kind of what I have so far on it. So
yeah, I actually graduated from college with a degree in video game simulation and programming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and what's funny is unfortunately I haven't been able to crack the industry, but which is fine. But it was funny. I actually had a chance to work for 38 Studios. They made Kingdoms of Amalur before they went out of business.
Oh wow!
And, yeah, but what happened was at the time I had got a promotion at my job, and it was more money. So because I was having kids and stuff like that, it made sense to stay. And it actually turned out to be a smart decision because they went out of business a year later. So, but no, that's what. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me because when I trolling your videos, obviously I saw all the games and stuff. So and I remember seeing some of you discussing about developing games. So yeah, programming is definitely the hardest part. I had a hard time with that in college.
Yeah.
And it's repetition. Like I had gotten good at it, and I was starting to work on a game for Xbox Live at the time.
Oh,
arcade.
Nice.
Yeah, I was trying to make like a little RPG, and then it's tough because it's the kind of industry I've been told it's the kind of industry where you either you pretty much dedicate your life to it, and programming is definitely the toughest aspect. Not because it's actually hard in and of itself; it's repetition. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I had gotten so good at it, and I haven't done it in 3 years, and it sucks because I would love to get back into making games.
Yeah.
But I actually developed. If you've ever seen any of my videos, the opening scene, and you hear that little singing, and then. Well, that's actually just 5 seconds of a music track I made for a game that I developed with 3 other people for my college capstone, which was a first-person sci-fi shooter called C10, which stood for Colonized Earth 10, and then in the game you reach this 10th planet you're trying to colonize, and there's a bunch of crazy monsters there, and it's first. It was, very generic, and didn't look that great, but it was fun. But yeah, if that's your thing, man, and you're kind of doing it at the right age, because I mean I started late. I started when I was 27, and but yeah, definitely if you get a chance, try to get into the programming aspect. Definitely, I could recommend some books for you, and I probably could just give you some of my old ones and just ship them to you if you want, because I'm not using them anymore. So,
yeah, maybe, yeah.
all right. So what we got going on? Let's see. What kaiju's other than Godzilla do you think will be in? Well, I mean that's coming from Nintendo in a box. Yeah, I think. I mean, we pretty much know that the Mutos are going to be in it. I personally have not seen them, other than the stick figure drawing. Nobody out of Comic-Con has seen them, so
yeah,
it's kind of sucks, but hopefully we get to see them soon. Kai View, do you think it will be awesome if they bring back Godzilla's secret power when he used the red atomic breath in Final Wars or 2 Godzilla 2014?
Oh, the rage attack. I call it
Yeah.
the rage attack. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see that.
I think, I wouldn't be surprised if they changed the color. I know that they say his atomic breath is going to be in it, but I don't think they specified if it's going to be blue or not. If it wasn't blue, it wouldn't surprise me. They might want to give it a little bit more emphasis towards the nuclear end.
Yeah.
So you might see like a fiery, reddish, amber, crimson. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
So.
Let's see. JLP Gaming 2752. If there is a Godzilla trailer with the new Hobbit, will you review it? Yes, I'll review it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we should probably just review it solo and then have another discussion.
Oh, there we go.
That's just going to start up a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Once you get to see the actual trailer, which we hope is the Hobbit, but yeah. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah.
It's so amazing how that took off right after November 3rd was more or less over. Suddenly, all over the place, you see people talking about the Hobbit, and I made my video last night. And I cut in one of my older videos from September where I predicted that it would be in front of the Hobbit. Yeah. I said, wait a minute. This is not new, man. I said this. A couple of people said this, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, if that happens, man, you get so many bragging rights. You're like, oh, I called it.
Yep, September 24th. But it does make sense. It'd be a nice end of the year gift to all the G fans. But if it doesn't happen, a couple of people have all said Super Bowl, and I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday would probably be the so.
Sadly, I won't watch that because I don't like football, but.
Yeah, I'm a big football guy. Yeah.
Oh, you are.
I used to play it, so.
Oh.
Yep. So let's see what we got here.
Oh, this is a good one here. Sorazon111. What do you guys think about Colossal Kaiju Combat? Yeah, this is. Do you know about it, Rob?
No, I can't say that I do know.
It's a new game being developed by Simon Strange and the studio he's in. I don't remember the studio's name, but pretty much he's the guy who made Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters, Save the Earth, and Unleashed.
Okay.
He's the guy behind that. So basically, this new game, Colossal Kaiju Combat, is this pretty much just another fighter. But what's interesting is that he said. There's a whole slew of new kaijus in it. It's just going to be a bunch of. It's like War of the Monsters. I'm actually comparing it to War of the Monsters because it's just a bunch of new kaiju stuff. But what's interesting is that he said that he's going to try and get Godzilla characters in it, Gamera characters in it, and Ultraman characters in it. So it's going to be like this huge, just big monster game. But he's releasing it in like chunks. So like the first release is going to be free. The second release is going to have more stuff in it. Third release, so then there might be a Godzilla pack. Then there'll be a Gamera pack, and then an Ultraman pack. So it's very interesting. There's a Kickstarter that he's doing right now, and I think I want to donate to it in the future. But it looks pretty interesting. It's kind of cartoonish. It's not as I guess realistic as Destroy All Monsters looks. But it's definitely interesting. So after this, go check it out or something whenever you got the time. Just type in Colossal Kaiju Combat. So
that actually reminds me. There was a person that sent me an inbox the other day. His channel name is Godzilla014, and he was asking me to check out his website. Apparently, I guess, and I don't think he's from America. I think he's from Japan. And him and some friends are working on a Godzilla game in the in the likeness of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know how that would work. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll.
Is
I'll
Godzilla
maybe.
gonna rob banks?
Yeah.
He's gonna have
he's
sex
gonna,
with whores and
he's gonna
stuff like that.
get out that car.
Hey, lady, do you want my big G? Huh? Come here. I'll get you.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he's making it so that like he. I don't know. I guess you would have to play a human character and go on missions while maybe Godzilla's wrecking a city. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. It sounds pretty intriguing. So I told him, I plugged him in one of my videos because he wanted me to try and get the word out there. And hey, if it's G related, I'm all for it. So
yeah.
but yeah, it's now. Well, I wanted to ask you something in regards to the movie again. Something had popped in my head. Now it's escaping me. So I can't remember for the life of me. It'll come back to me eventually.
Right.
It'll come back. It'll come back. Oh, actually, no. You know what I wanted to ask you? So, Gamera. I like Gamera as well. I'm assuming you do.
Well, actually, like Gamera, to me, I actually just recently has seen the Gamera trilogy, the Heisei series of him. But before that, pretty much when I was young, I knew about Gamera, but I hated him because I was like, oh my god, he's such a ripoff of Godzilla, and all that. But it's actually because of my channel and my fans that have told me about all this stuff. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for my channel, I'd still be just Godzilla and nothing else. But they've showed me, like, oh, you gotta watch the Gamera films. You gotta try out Ultraman. You gotta and now I'm more into Ultraman though. But I do want to see the original Gamera movies, and I do want to see the new Gamera, well, the latest Gamera movie. And actually the Gamera trilogy movies actually made me say, wow, Gamera is a badass. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not going to go out and collect figures and stuff like that, but definitely I'll collect the movies. But Ultraman, on the other hand, I have the video games. I've been collecting those games for the people following my Let's Plays and stuff. I just posted today the first episode of Fight Evolution 3. So yeah, but Ultraman, like the thing that I love about Ultraman right now is the music. That's like my favorite thing right now. It's just
I saw one of your videos and I heard the intro. I think you were doing the trailer, and I thought the music was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, It was the Fantasy Battle Season 4, and the theme song for that season it'll be Ultraman. What is it? Ginga, I think. Ginga. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, I love that theme. And ever since the first day I heard that theme, I was like, damn, I've got to use that theme in something, and I found it. It's like, yeah.
Vincent Dillon says, or he asking, should Godzilla still feed on nuclear energy like in the Heisei Godzilla?
Yes.
Well, yeah, if he's going to
awesome.
be nuclear based, I would think he would need to kind of recharge himself, especially if he uses his breath a lot and the fighting. So
I mean, the more stuff he has, the more nuclear radiation stuff he has, the stronger he is. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I just saw a question here. What would you think if they brought back the nuclear pulse in Godzilla 2014? Nuclear pulse?
I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, me either. The Bonehead 345, if you want to maybe clarify, and when it catches up to us, we can probably answer your question.
Yeah.
The old Gamera movies were weird.
That's for sure.
They were definitely more aimed at children.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They were definitely more aimed at children.
Yeah.
With the whole, they had the song, and I never forget. I used to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I never forget the Gamera is really neat. Gamera is full of meat. We are. It cracks me up every time I see that.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff. So
well, it looks like the comments have stopped for a while. Looks like we're gonna get an explosion soon. So
yeah, I'm noticing that too. It's kind of frozen in suspended animation. So so until they pop up. So now have you gathered anybody so far to help you develop your games?
The only guy that has actually helped me once, he helped me with some animation issues with Godzilla in the 2D game battle. or not 2D game, the 2D saga. His name is Burning Godzilla Lord, and he is huge on DeviantArt. He makes a bunch of sprites, images of Godzilla and stuff like that. So he was the only one that helped me. So I might contact him. And the others, I don't have anyone else really. So. Oh,
Now, have you been trying to promote it on your channel or kind
not yet. I don't want to promote on my channel because I'm not ready to develop it further.
Right. Okay.
So, but yeah, and I saw Richard Iso explained what that nuclear pulse was. It just was. It was right here. The pulse is when Godzilla blew King Ghidorah off him while he was wrapped up. Oh, okay.
What was that one? King Ghidorah what?
In Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, the high side one, 1991,
Mhm.
when Ghidorah was like all grabbing, wrapping, choking Godzilla, and then he did that like he got King Ghidorah off him by just exploding pretty much.
Is that the same thing he did to Biollante? I
Uh,
remember there was a scene in Biollante where Biollante had him wrapped up. He looks like he inhaled his nuclear atomic breath, and then like it just kind of like exploded out of him.
I think in Biollante he blew his atomic breath on his jaw, on his mouth. I'm not sure if he. I think maybe he did. I need to watch it again. But definitely that. I think that would be cool actually. If maybe he had like so much energy built up that then he emitted a basically explosion. That'd be kind of cool.
So here's an interesting question. If there was one kaiju, it doesn't have to be from the Godzilla universe, that could actually beat him, who do you think it would be?
Ooh, that's tough. Wow, a kaiju that could act that might stand a chance to beat him. Well, Mothra's done pretty good in sometimes. I mean, mostly the Mothra larva. But I can't really say because you can't kill him. I mean, he's the king of the monsters for a reason. I mean,
True.
I can't. Yeah, I can't really think of any monster that would actually be able to stand a chance to kill him.
Yeah, I've always asked myself that question. I can never come up with an answer. I mean, he's had some epic battles. I mean, Mechagodzilla in the '70s came very close. I mean, he had him bleeding and on the ground.
Well, no, actually, now that I think about it, Mechagodzilla 2 did too, but blowing up his second brain.
Right.
Yeah.
So whoops. Oh, I feel big spam coming soon. 'Cause
Yeah.
This thing has not moved in a minute. How many people are in the chat room?
Let's see. It doesn't actually show me. That's weird. It doesn't show me how many people in the chat room, but on Google Plus it says 40 viewers, but I doubt we have 40 viewers because it seems like we're getting a lot of questions. It's probably just not updated right or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ryan Burns asked, who would win if Godzilla was fighting Azeroth? Or Azathoth? Azeroth? Who is that?
Why is that name? It sounds familiar.
I'm thinking of Soul Calibur with there was some kind of character named Azeroth or something with that. I don't remember.
Now it's gonna force me to go and Google it. Now, the name sounds familiar, and
Yeah.
I'm getting something in my head, but I can't quite make it out. So now I'm gonna have to go and Google it because that's just.
So from RTW Forever, he says, Robert and Chris, do you think the Asylum Productions will make a knockoff of Godzilla 2014? Is Asylum Productions the people who did the knockoff of Pacific Rim, that terrible? What was it called? It was I think it was Arctic Rim or Atlantic Rim. It was a terrible film. Oh my god, it was just.
What I'm sorry, I missed the question during my Google search.
No, it asked RTW Forever asked Robert and Chris, do you think the Asylum Productions will make a knockoff of Godzilla 2014? And I was saying that Asylum Productions were the people. I'm thinking if they were the people behind Atlantic Rim, which was like a terrible knockoff, ripoff of Pacific Rim.
Right.
It was a really
if they
bad.
did it for Pacific Rim, they'll probably do it for Godzilla. So.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I have my. So Brian Crockett what I'm seeing here is, how do you think Godzilla's atomic breath? I have my own theory, but I would like to know, what do you think, given the fact that Gareth wants to portray the movie realistically? Yeah, we kind of, and Brian just probably got in because he was in school. He was
Oh.
actually considering cutting school to see this from the beginning. So he
No,
probably,
don't do that.
yeah. He probably missed when we were talking about the atomic breath, and we were discussing. I've always said I'd like to see it be taken seriously. I want to see it used only in desperate moments. I don't want him to abuse it, basically.
Yeah. Oh man, I have a feeling we're gonna get a huge spike of comments soon.
And it's funny because I'm behind you because the comment that Richard Iso made, I'm just seeing it now. So
Oh, where it says same as Biolante.
yeah,
So yeah, apparently you were right. With Biolante, he also emitted a explosion to get away.
yeah, that sounded like that's what it was describing.
Yeah.
That was another movie that I actually liked it, but I thought the choice of monster was weird. It was original.
Yeah.
It was a little weird, but the end result was nice. I thought the monster, looked. I thought the monster looked really good at the end.
Oh yeah, I loved Biolante. Yeah.
Oh, there's the spike. There's the spike. Whoa, wow, look at that.
I haven't gotten a spike yet here.
Yeah, I'm getting the one you just got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think since you're the host, you're probably getting the.
That's
Yeah.
the latest, yeah.
Do you think we will see people die in Godzilla 2014?
Of course we will.
Yeah. Well, he wants to know if we'll actually see them in the process of dying or just dead.
I want them to. I want to see in the process because
Yeah, I want to see people falling out of buildings. I know that sounds horrible, but
we're terrible people. We want to see people dying.
Yeah, I want to see people falling out of buildings and buildings toppling over, people falling out of them. I want to obviously see people get trampled and stomped on.
Well, like the scene that I'm thinking of is from Gamera 3, where he's just blowing up the city trying to kill Gauss, and like everyone's flying up in the air because he's shooting his like fireball, and like everyone's just being blown up. I loved that.
Which movie was that one in? Because I have.
It was in Gamera 3: Revenge of Iris.
Okay, I have that one. I gotta check that out again. I don't remember.
It's an awesome scene. It is one of the most awesome scenes in kaiju history. So I actually I had a thought to talk about while we're waiting for more comments, but I totally forgot what it was. I do that all the time. Huh.
What's that? What's your thought?
I forgot.
That happens to me. I still can't remember the question I wanted to ask you. It's just gone. So, what happens if Godzilla was a live-action series and the style was like The Walking Dead?
Whoa, I don't think I have that. I think I might be locked up here. I'm gonna refresh that. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, here we go.
Yeah, it's popping up hard body. What happens? What happens if Godzilla was a live-action series in the style was like The Walking Dead? I think it would not be. Here's the thing. I think that wouldn't work for a lot of people because in The Walking Dead, if you're a fan of the show and if you watch it, obviously you guys know I do reviews every week about it. The Walking Dead is basically the zombies are in the background. They're a threat, but they're not the focus. I don't think you could do a Godzilla series where he's not the focus.
It'd be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It'd be the most boring thing ever.
Oh my God! Yeah, actually, I'm still reviewing that show because it actually did a couple of things that I liked the last 2 weeks.
I mean, I just don't see how you can make a show like that, though. I mean, without the superheroes in it. I mean, come on. Like, bleh. Do they even make cameos? Because I haven't really seen the show, but I mean, come on. How can you make a television show from the Avengers without having the Avengers in it?
Yeah, Nick Fury made a cameo. Maria Hill.
And the guy who died, right? Because
Coulson, yeah, he's the leader. He's pretty much the focus of the show.
So how is he back? Because I thought he died.
The theory right now is that's one of the storylines in the show, but the theory is that he's just a real, what do they call it? LMD. Oh God, I can't believe it because I say it all the time and now I can't remember it. Somebody's probably going to type it up. So,
Yeah.
but life model decoy, a life model decoy, LMD.
Come on.
Yeah, that's the theory. So
That takes away the awesomeness of that character if that's what it is.
yeah, yep. And it kind of takes away the effectiveness of killing him in the Avengers.
Yeah, it does, because his death was supposed to be the spark that made the Avengers happen.
Yep.
It made all the characters go, because he died. We're gonna become the Avengers and avenge him that way. Oh well, ha 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 ha. Yeah, the Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So to be Gino and we
I think I'm a little bit slower than you now.
Yeah, it's kind of bouncing because I'm seeing another one from RTW Forever. How would you react if Godzilla 2014 turned out to be Gino and we would not see Godzilla ever again?
Oh.
I mean, can we just stop talking blasphemy here? I don't even know if I want to answer that.
Dude, oh my God. Oh.
But you can just tell when you look at the trailer it's not going to be that way.
It could yeah. I don't like to think about it. Frankly, you know, I really don't like to think about it with if it like was bad. It can't be as bad as Zilla.
No way. Even if it sucked, it just wouldn't suck as much.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as bad as it. You know,
I mean,
at least Gareth Edwards is trying.
Yeah, and not only that, like I said, all you got to do is look at the trailer to see it's such a different tone. It's I mean, it's so far away from what Big Lizard in New York and Pregnant. I mean, it's so different. It's so different. You can just see the 1.5 minute trailer, you know, it's not gonna have any remote closeness to that movie.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a really interesting question here. Kai View or Sai Viewy? I don't know how to pronounce your name. You're probably gonna tell me in the comments here. But he asks, do you think they will have a underwater fight in Godzilla 2014? That would be awesome.
Pretty good.
Depends on how they do it, because a common complaint with Pacific Rim was too much underwater fighting.
Right.
It was
I'm one of those complainers.
Yeah. So maybe one scene, just one little fight scene there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can explore it. Just don't. It's all about good balance. You don't want to oversaturate that. And that was. And I another thing I mentioned. A lot of people keep telling me, "Oh, you're going to see it." So I don't want to see a lot of rain. That's one of the other thing. It was every kaiju fight in that movie was raining. I mean, really? I mean, is it just? And they're in different parts of the world, and it's still raining during a kaiju fight. So I don't want to see too much rain. I want to see a battle, even in the sunlight.
Yeah.
Also, it was very dark in almost every fight, except the scene where Striker Eureka is fighting that kaiju, and it's like news footage. That's the only one I remember seeing during the day. So.
Let's see. JCage718 what do you think of Warner Brothers holding back the trailer because of the leaks? I actually discussed this in my latest Let's Play with Save the Earth, and I said that if it's true that Warner Brothers is holding back the trailers just because they got leaked, you know, just for the fact that they got leaked and they're punishing us because of that, I really hope that's not the case, because if that is true, that's really I don't know, that's just ridiculous.
It's infantile.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys cheated, so we're not going to give it to you. It's like, really?
Yeah, I really don't think that is. I mean, it just goes back to the whole thing that they never promised us anything. And, yeah, it's, I don't know.
So, Kyle Samora, what are your thoughts of Godzilla possibly having gills in 2014? Well, it makes sense. He's underwater a lot.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
It goes back to the whole realistic tone. You know, they're going to make him obviously look more realistic, and you add on to that, there has to be some features that are relative to the whole underwater thing, and so I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Have you seen the picture, the leaked picture that happened back in like early September.
Brazil?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it and I loved it. 100.
Yeah, I thought it looked good. I
Yeah.
think it works fine.
Yeah, I think the gills would be a new feature to Godzilla that would make him be somewhat different.
Yeah, yep.
So,
While still being the same.
while,
So,
yeah, while still being the same, exactly.
yep, yep. I think what was actually now that they mentioned that, did you now the Godzilla encounter? I'm sure you've seen the picture. It's all over the internet, Google, whatever. Which is the one where he's kind of standing with his arms down. Um,
Oh,
it's the one that's believed to be the design, the actual
yeah.
design.
That
Um,
I like the design except for the arms and the feet
okay.
because the feet they're like elephant feet and I don't understand that. And then the arms kind of just look I don't know, they just look derpy. They look weird.
Yeah, they're a lot longer than his older arms, or at least
Yeah.
they could be this because the other Godzilla always kind of had his arms, upright, where this one is kind of posing with his arms down. But I kind of liked it because it looks like he's gonna have that agility that I'm so desiring
Yeah.
for his fights. Do you think Gareth Edwards leaked the trailer? I do. I actually made a video about that. I think, yeah, I really do. Who else is going to have access to it?
Yeah.
The only other person I think would have access is Frank Darabont because he was one of the primary writers, and because of his epicness and his popularity, I think he's another one that might have had access.
Yeah.
But it's very obvious that the trailer was leaked from somebody on the inside. Because you can't get a quality leak like that without having some sort of connection to the movie.
Oh yeah.
Unlike the second trailer, which was obviously, the footage wasn't that great.
Uh-huh.
You could hardly see anything.
Yeah.
Is a leaked trailer from somebody who either knew somebody that was working in the movie or just hacked something. That's going to be a mystery forever how that guy got that trailer.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
in terms of the first one, I'm almost certain it was Gareth Edwards.
It would. Yeah. I really think it was him. Yeah, I think it would be great if it was him. And it has to be. So, let's see. Some guy again, Goji fan, why aren't you answering me? Well, I haven't seen questions from you, or you keep on getting zoned up too quickly where I can't even find you. So I'm
Yeah,
sorry if I haven't gotten to you.
Yeah, these the channel on our end is really flying up.
Yeah, like when you guys post a comment, it doesn't do it individually. Like it gives like groups of questions all at once, and it's really hard to follow everything. So if I haven't gotten to you, I'm sorry. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I can't get to you. I can't see you. So try to put a question, and I'll try to get to you. So all right. So how long have we been doing it? Let's see. This is about
2 hours.
2 hours. Wow.
Yeah, whenever you want to wrap it up, you just let me know.
Yeah, I'm actually getting to almost to the end here. So, yeah, let's just get a couple more questions in. I'd say about five more questions.
Yep.
Would be good. So, all right. Slender Hunter 259, would you like to see the original Godzilla 1998 script come to the big screen? Actually, this was the whole thing with Godzilla and the Griffin and all that. Richard Iso told me about it on the last stream because I didn't know what it was, but now I do. I would not want to see that. And the fact that it was from TriStar, I do not want to see that. I think TriStar needs to leave, go away, and I don't want to see anything of that original script.
Yeah. If Godzilla 2014 is very successful, do you think Toho will give Legendary full rights to the franchise?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because then at that point you may very well see some of the other kaijus make their appearances into the American movies. So.
Oh, but here Richard Iso has a good point. Toho will never give full rights, and you know what? I actually agree with him.
Yeah, I agree too. I don't think
for how tight they are with these copyright things. Yeah, that's actually I doubt they would give everything to it.
And if they did, they're gonna make a crazy deal that Legendary would never agree to. They probably want like 60 or 70% of the profits, which they would never.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not gonna see that. But if you did, if you ever did, you would at least guaranteed to see some of the. I think guaranteed to see some of the classic kaiju's. But You know,
Yeah.
it's you know, a lot's going to be pending on this movie. A lot's
Oh,
riding
yeah.
on this movie in many aspects. Um, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this is a funny question. RTW Forever says, "What if Godzilla 2014 fought every Godzilla from 1954 to 2004? Who do you think would win?"
Can't answer that yet, really. I mean, we haven't
Yeah,
seen
that
this guy in action.
we have to see the powers of Godzilla 2014. So
And it's another tale of Godzilla versus Godzilla. Just make it a live stream, a constant movie that never ends because neither one of them would die.
exactly, they would
So
all just team up and destroy Earth. So
yeah, that's all. That's all good. Yep.
all right. So I think we're at that was three questions.
Yep. So we got two more.
All right. Cool.
Brian Crockett doesn't want to see any of the Toho monsters in any legendary movie. Brian Crockett, you're my boy and everything, but you can be a Debbie Downer sometimes.
You know what? He can actually.
He really could be.
Nothing against you, man, but you when you comment on some of my videos too, yeah, you say a lot of like things that are like somewhat negative. I'm like, all right, well, fine.
He's cool though. He's funny.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, he can be a Debbie Downer sometimes.
I think I first started seeing comments from him when I did my first Rage video about the trailer stuff back at Comic-Con 2013.
Oh right, I saw that, man. You were pissed.
Oh, dude. Well, the thing
I was
is
cracking
like
up when I saw that.
I came from work. I had to paint this this daycare, and all day I was so excited. And I come home and I go on the internet. And I'm tired. I come home and nothing. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta voice my opinion about it. And I'm not too proud of it. I mean, obviously when I look back, I'm like, wow, I'm so immature and like, but yeah, I don't know. But it was because of that video that
It
started
was
the moment.
aggravating. Two years in a row,
Yeah.
2,500 people get to see it, and not the general public. Yeah, it kind of sucks.
All right, so let's see here. Vincent Dillon asks, "What do you think is the best and most creative monster Toho has made?" Oh, well, to me, it would have to be Space Godzilla because he's my favorite Godzilla character. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Even though Space Godzilla wouldn't be creative because it's just Godzilla in space, but I don't know. If I was thinking about creative, I would say probably King Ghidorah just for the way he looks.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Also, Megalon was pretty interesting too. That was
yeah.
very unique design. An upright cockroach. I mean,
Yeah.
who can do that, really?
Also,
and I'm from the Bronx. I know about cockroaches.
So here's actually a really good ending question. This will be the best ending question from Dennis Davison Jr. What would you like to see, or would you like to see an American-made Gamera movie? Interesting.
That would be harder.
What do you say, Rob?
I think that would be harder to pull off because he's a turtle.
Yeah.
He's a turtle. That's a little different. People are going to think it's Blastoise or something. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see it because I like Gamera. I think Gamera is a very unique kaiju.
Yeah.
Because I think he's one of the few, if not the only one, that's actually like an actual animal that you could own.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's, you don't see too many three-headed mini Ghidorahs that you could put in a tank. Or Gigans I mean, Megalon was a cockroach, but he's very different from other cockroaches.
Yeah.
It would be great, but I mean, you'd have to get somebody really talented and really really special to pull that off.
That's true. Yep. Alrighty. Well, I think that would end it. So.
Yep. Let's wrap this up. So, hey man, look, it was a pleasure doing this. I was very excited about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm very happy you agreed to it. A lot of I've tried, I'm very aggressive. I try to go out there and collaborate with people, and you're actually the first person that even responded, let alone agree to it.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah, there's some people out there that really, like, they get on YouTube and they get somewhat, I guess, famous, if you want to use that word, and they kind of just think their shit doesn't stink. So,
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I try to get to all the comments as I can. I try because I just realized if it wasn't for the viewers, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So what's the point in ignoring them? So
exactly. Plus, I think the fact that we had something in common also helps the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we definitely got to do this again. I'd love to do a stream with you and Samson West and Richard E. So that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta do that. Yeah, that's right. Actually, oh that's right. We're actually thinking of putting Richard in this one, but
Well, here's something. Here's the thing, and this is my last question to you before we end this. I'm currently at 925 subscribers, so I've got 75 to go before I hit my 1K. And I didn't do anything special for like 500 or 7. I said to myself, I'll wait till I get 1K to do something special. But now it's getting to the point that I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do. So if you guys want to collaborate for my 1K celebration when it arrives, what do you think about that?
I would love to. Yeah.
And is Richard still in there? Richard, what do you think about that?
Yeah. If you're still in there, yeah, tell us. He probably is saying it right now, but he can't. Comments are slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, since you're on my channel, tell everyone about your Mirror channel so that people can get you support there.
Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I've been doing YouTube videos since mid-August. I kind of do a little bit of everything in regards to entertainment, video games, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Falling Skies. Godzilla's obviously a big topic on my channel. And unfortunately, during the leak, and Godzilla's actually what made my channel, the whole leak, because I was actually home the day it leaked, and I jumped on the computer right away and started making videos and trying to hook people up with the trailer. And I got flat. Obviously, I got 2 strikes for that. So I've made a Mirror channel called Entertainment Talk (ET), which is a complete opposite of my name now. And I'm just trying to get people over to that channel just in case I get a 3rd strike, because unfortunately I used the backdrop on my my green screen, which you guys can see behind me, and it turned out I got notified for it. All it was the American flag waving for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, so I haven't heard anything yet. I don't really think anything bad's gonna happen out of that, but if I ever when I do my live stream for my 1K, and what's your real name, if you don't mind me asking?
Chris.
Chris. I thought it was Chris. I just wanted to make sure. So if we do the celebration live stream when I hit the 1K, that's probably where I'm going to host it. So just make sure you sub there for the time.
Already did.
Yeah, sub there for the time being, because I can't do a live stream from my current account because of the strikes. But you know, this was a lot of fun. Chris, I want to thank you for collaborating with me. This was awesome. I loved having the conversation regarding Godzilla.
Yeah,
and everybody, you guys asked some great questions, and yeah, we're gonna do this again. I think it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I don't know when I'm gonna hit 1K. I'm getting quite a number of subscribers on a daily basis. I actually went from 800 to 900 over the weekend, which was
nice.
I've probably the biggest jump I've ever had. So,
well,
but look,
I want to tell my subscribers, go subscribe to him because he's awesome. So there you go.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Chris. It's been fun. I will definitely be in contact, and I'll see you for my next live stream. Us, Rich, and Samson West. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty.
All right, guys.
Yeah, that is it. So, yeah, I'm terrible at ending stuff, so I'm just gonna say it. Stay big, G fans.